optimized test data generation for detecting hidden and complex faults for large software systems using UML diagrams and genetic algorithm. So this topic highlights advanced approach to improving software reliability by combining UML modeling with genetic algorithms, especially for large and complex systems. So we are honored to have you with us, sir. And now over to you. Over to you. You can continue your session now.
Hello, thank you, Jagrati. So I want to share with my slides. Bhavya, you see, please check.
Okay, sir.
Is it visible? Hello?
No, sir, not yet.
But sharing this, when I press this sharing, then it comes three possibilities, na? Chrome tab, window, and entire screen.
Yes, sir.
So I select entire screen?
Yes, sir, you can select that.
Entire screen, sir, entire screen.
Okay. And now I select this one. Is it visible now? Hello?
No, sir, it's not visible yet. Sir, you should press share screen. It's down there. After selecting the full screen option.
Select a tab to share entire screen. Share.
Yes, sir, your screen is visible now.
Visible, huh?
Yes, sir.
Now it is visible?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Sir, now please end this. Press F5.
F5?
Yes, yes.
To complete
F5.
this, it will be there, eh?
Yeah. Press F5.
F5. Where it is F5?
It will be on the full screen.
Not it has not come, eh?
No, sir.
It is there?
Yes, sir. Now it's full screen. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Now it's full screen.
Hello?
Hello. Yes, sir. It's okay now.
Is it visible, Jagrati?
Yes, sir. It is visible now.
Hello?
Hello.
Sir,
Yes, sir. It's visible
Yes, sir.
now.
You can start.
It is visible, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, the slides is changing also. Okay. So very good evening to all of you, and let's start this session. And as you are aware on the screen that the topic of this lecture is optimized test data generation for detecting the hidden and complex faults for large software systems using UML diagrams and genetic algorithms. So, dear friends, I tell you that it is someone more deep research topic, but I will try my best to keep it start from the scratch. And what is the need of this genetic algorithm, and what is this testing, and how we can find out the hard faults, hard errors, which are more complex. And then we will take an example also, so an approach for online examination system, how we can use UML diagrams to find out these hard and complex faults. So agenda of this talk will be digital world and computing, then software and its complexity, testing. Then we will also discuss types of testing, then hard and complex faults. What do you mean by this? Then we will have an example of case study for an online examination system to apply these UML diagrams and genetic algorithms to find out the optimized test cases for testing so that we can save our resources, because now we are moving to digital world. Okay, so as you are aware that computers started in 1941, and then we are progressing towards now digital world. Completely everything is now digitized. Just say digital India, and in other countries also, we are all using the computers, internet, and now we have AI, artificial intelligence. So all these things are there, but it is not a magic. When we are going for digitized everything, for that we need software. Okay, and that software must be of good quality. And whenever we develop the software, resources are there. We have different kinds of resources we have to use, and our solution must be optimized. We are interested in good quality. Even for a small thing, now it is the age of quality and optimization. We are not just believed to do work in any way. The people who are doing a good quality work and optimize things, optimize means we should achieve the same output with the minimum resources, without this negotiating the quality. So everything is going for digitization, and for digitization we need software. Okay, so computing is there, everything digitized computing is there. Now the topic of this FDP program is also advanced computing. Okay, so we have seen the various revolutions. I will take you back some background, that when computers started 1941, then the size of the computers was very large and not very optimized. Okay, then there was a revolutions came, different revolutions came. Then there was a lot of work in electronics, field of electronics. And when there was a lot of improvement in electronics, side by side, computer also became very small in size and very efficient. And when I remember when we purchased a computer in 1992 in our department, that was very costly, around 1 lakh. And its features were very small, memory was very less, processing speed was only 60 megahertz. Now you see in 30,000, you are getting very good high-speed computers. So that was possible only through electronics, because in the field of electronics, a lot of improvement was there. Then computer became very powerful. Now you see that artificial intelligence, you see that AI, the term of AI was coined in 1956, long back, but it became popular only after 2000. And now it is the age of AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning. One of the reasons was that initially, around 1956, 60s, 70s, computers were not so powerful. Means processing speed, their computing power, their memory capacity was not too much. So that's why AI could not become popular at that time. But by 2000, this computer became very powerful in processing speed also. And then after that, AI also became very popular. And now we are living in the age of AI. Then communication, initially only landline phone was there, then mobile phones came, then satellite system came, and then digitization was possible. Now internet came. So all these transformations we have seen, we have passed through all these different kinds of progress we have seen. And then we are having advanced computing. We have not heavily simple processors. We have also GPUs now there, the graphical processing units, which are very powerful, and their computing speed is very high. And that's why we are using AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning in solving our problems. And things are becoming very easier for us. But behind the screen, there is a role of software, because there are two things, hardware and software. Hardware became very popular, very powerful, advanced hardware is there. But by using this advanced hardware, we need good software also. So if we have advanced software, optimized solutions, efficient solutions, advanced computing, different technologies are there. Nowadays we have big data, cloud computing, data mining. Okay, so different AI, machine learning. So we have different technologies are there, IoT, Internet of Things. So with the fusion of these technologies, we are achieving a lot. Okay, like we have driverless cars are there. Okay, so many innovations are going on. So, but behind this, the screen, there is concept of software is also there. So how we can go for good software? So software development paradigms. I just want to share with you how this journey started and how we can develop the good quality software and what approaches are there for developing the softwares. We can have an approach that is function-oriented approach by using this function-oriented strategy, function-oriented approach. We can develop the software. Then we have object-oriented paradigm is there. By using object-oriented this technique, we can have a better solutions, better software development we can have, and the quality can be improved. We can save our resources. Then we have component-based. In object-oriented, you know that we have object, class, inheritance, polymorphism. All these are advantages of this object-oriented paradigm over function-oriented paradigm. I will not go in details of that, but just I want to cover you that how things have changed and how things are becoming better and better day by day. In component-based technique, we want to achieve the systems like hardware. Like in our kitchen, we have different items are there. We just take them and use them and we prepare the food. Same thing we want to do here. We want to have a different kinds of software packages. And by selecting those, we can have a very good quality software. And we want to give the user very easy things because everybody cannot develop the software. Okay. Now you see that initially when this computerization started, we were using the DOS, disk operating system. So it was very tough to use DOS-based software. Then Windows came after coming Windows operating system and Windows-based software like MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and other different databases. Now things have become very simple and easier. Then we want to do aspect-based. I will not go into details of aspect-based. Then we have Agile. Agile technology means we want to develop the software in a very quick way, in a quicker way. And a big problem is divide into different chunks. And we want to have more quality and more customer satisfaction. We want to deliver our product more quickly. Okay, so these are the things we want to do by using these different technologies. And nowadays we are developing the software by using object-oriented paradigm. Like we have the C++, Java, these are the languages. Nowadays Python is there. So Python language is so easy now. Even it is much better than C++ and Java. In Python, code is very small. Suppose you have to write 2-3 lines of code in Python. If you same thing you want to do in Java or C++, you have to write more lines of code. So things are becoming easier day by day, so that end user should not face any problem and they can use software and computer very easily, so that we can achieve this our digitization. See, everything should be digitized. You know that in everywhere, in banking system, in everywhere we are using computers nowadays. But we have not replaced those employees. Employees are same. How it is possible? Because now our software have become very, very easy to use. Graphical user interface is there, GUI. Just click the mouse and you can do your work with the computer. But behind the screen, people are working hard to develop softwares and some software models so that they can be used very easily and they are high quality, they are optimized. We have to save the resources also, so that it should not be having high cost. Okay, so this is the background how we can have the software development. Am I audible to you? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So now when we develop this software, we have to handle with the complexity. Okay. So some software are easy to understand, easy to develop. Some problems are so easy, some problems are hard. Nowadays, we have to handle very high complex problems. Okay. So I just share with you 3-4 factors which are there that contribute the complexity of a software, complexity of a program. That is the suppose size of the software. Okay, size of the software is the one parameter that contributes to complexity of the software. More the size, more the complexity, but it is not always true. Sometimes size is more size, and that software is simple. Sometimes we have software, small program that can be more complex. So it is not only factor of complexity is we have the number of interfaces. How many interfaces we can have in the software? More the interfaces in the software, more the complexity. More it is hard to understand, more hard to develop like that. Then control structures. In our programming languages, we have different control structures like for loop, while loop, do while loop. That also contributes complexity. Then types of control structures, which type of control structures you have, that also adds to complexity. Nesting of control structures. If you have nesting in your software, in your program, that software will be more complex. So this is just an idea, because that complexity is there in the software, in software development, in developing the programs. We have to face the complexity, and nowadays our requirements are so high. We have to handle very, very large complex softwares, like and that's why we are using machine learning models and AI models, deep learning models to solve those problems. But there is no doubt that we have to handle the complexity. How we can handle the complexity? If we are making our solutions easy, it is optimized, it takes less time, it is easy to understand, it is graphical user GUI based. So definitely end users will be more better for the end users. Anybody can use that, like a Windows. So simple to use Windows than disk operating system, DOS based softwares. In DOS based softwares, we have to remember the commands, we have to type the commands. But in Windows, just you click the mouse on any different icon, you can utilize that. So our objective is to make the things simpler and quality high, simple. Or we need prediction also nowadays. In AI, the major objective of artificial intelligence based software, machine learning softwares, what we want to say, we need high quality. We want predictions. Before solving that problem, we need the predictions. For example, some company wants to start this अपना sales, to how they can predict that in which how we can improve our sales systems like that. So prediction is there, like in disease problem. Suppose some patient to say ki how we can predict that some problem can be there, like cancer detection is there. If somebody can know the in the very beginning that the cancer symptoms are there, so that can be more better for the patient. So such kind of things is there. So all doing these things, we need two things: software and data. So data is the fuel for the AI problems and all any problems. We need data, and we need the software, we need the logics, we need the algorithms. So by using these two things, we can develop the software. But definitely we have to handle the complexity. If we are able to handle the complexity in easier way, so things can be there, and our software can be more quality oriented, and we can develop the software with less resources. So that is the objective, to see how we can handle the complexity. How this will be useful for us? Let's discuss. Effort to be put in the design and development of the software systems. A lot of effort we have to put in the design and the development of the software. So if we have the techniques for better design, for better development, definitely we can have a better solution. Idea and measurement about the complexity of the code. I shared with you that if you are able to measure the complexity, if how this particular task, how the solution of this particular problem can be more complex, if you are able to measure that complexity, so we can handle our resources in a more better way. So we have metrics also. I will not go in details of that. We have software metrics. We have different kinds of size metrics. We have testing metrics. We have the quality metrics. So by using those metrics, we can measure various types of features of the software. And we have the complexity metrics also. By applying those complexity metrics, we can measure the complexity of the code. And if a software, if a program is highly complex, we have to make it more simple. Okay, we should not deliver the complex software, because more the complex, more the complexity and more the errors will be there. More the errors, more the maintenance. It will have more maintenance and then more cost will be involved. So from the very beginning, from the scratch, our effort is to keep the complete low side, on the lower side, so that maintenance cost should be very less. As I share with you that software maintenance cost is still very high. Okay, around 50% budget of the software companies is being utilized on maintenance. Still, it is there. Why? Because we are not able to develop the software in a more simple way. We are trying our best to keep complexity low, but that is not possible in every case, because very complex problems we have to handle. Then we have the take the decisions regarding further division of complex module or not. How we can handle the complexity? We have to divide the complex problem into more simple modules. Suppose there is a function f. If it is highly complex, then divide f into f1, f2, f3, like that. But it is not a simple physical division, it is a logical division. It will involve a lot of thinking and decision making. Then provide guidance to the resource manager for their proper utilizations. All these will help to manage our resources so that those resources can be managed in a proper way. Otherwise, cost will be very high. Okay. Then in comparison, the trade-off between the software development and maintenance, I said with this point, then the software development cost and maintenance cost. Okay, suppose in the beginning we are casual in development. There are two things. One is process and other is the product. So if our process is not good, product will not be good. So if you are casual in your software development process, then product will not be good and then more maintenance cost will be there. It is predicted that if you save 1 rupee in the beginning by doing casual work or quick work without considering quality, so during the maintenance phase, during the maintenance, it will cost 10 times. 1 rupee will become the 10 rupees. So high it will be there if you are not serious about the quality of the software in the beginning. Software process is not a single step process, it is a multi-step process. We have, I think you know about SDLC, software development life cycle. So for developing the software, we have a life cycle, and in every phase we have to be very careful so that it becomes quality oriented. Then again, this is a feedback we have to give in different phases of software development life cycle. In allocation of testing resources for testing the code. Again, we have our quality development, this quality is good, then testing will be easy also. Otherwise, we have to do more testing. For example, a student is already very good in studies. So we have to ask only 2-3 questions or very lesser number of questions, and we can find out that this candidate is very good. But if candidate is not so good, we have to ask so many questions. Okay. So that's why testing resources are to be managed properly. If our quality is good, if quality is not good, more testing we have to apply. So now let's go for these objectives. क्या होंगे हमारे इसमें? Testing the importance types, hard faults. Then we have to use the UML diagrams. We will take 3 UML diagrams here. That is more, I think, research problems. Later on, I will share with you that also. See, because in testing, we need the test data. When you test a software, you need the test cases. Test cases mean test data. So your test data must be strong. Test data strong means your test data must have the potential to find out the errors. Okay. For example, you are taking the interview of some student and you ask the 100 questions and he has answered all the 100 questions. Can you guarantee that the candidate is good one? We cannot, because it depends upon the types of questions, the complexity of the questions, how hard questions you asked. You asked all 100 questions, but all were very trivial, very simple questions were there. So you cannot say he is a or she is a good candidate. But there is another candidate, you have asked only 10 questions. But those 10 questions, very high standard questions were there. And he has replied all these 10 questions. So we can say that this candidate is much better than first one. So it depends on the test data. Your test data, your test cases must be strong. It must have the potential to find out the errors. So by generating the test cases, again, we have to put a lot of effort. And here we can use a genetic algorithm also to generate the optimized solution. Genetic algorithm is a algorithm. It is a evolutionary algorithm. I share with you what is genetic algorithm. Genetic algorithm, it was given by John Holland. It was discovered by John Holland. There was a scientist. And how it works? There is a existing population. Okay, we have a set of solutions is there, and we go on improving these. We want to know the best one. We want to find out the best fit function here, and then every evolution we want to make the solution more and more better by using this. Then so we calculate the fitness function here from the initial population. Then we apply selection, crossover, mutation, and then we go to the optimized solutions. For example, we have there is a word here, take. Okay, take. So then if we want to generate another word related to this take, we can have fake also here. But if we generate another case, so here जो fitness function have 3 values. So I will not go in details of that too much. But our objective is genetic algorithm to make our this solution optimized. Optimized means the solution is better one, and the resources we have used, not we have wasted the resources. We have used the resources. Cost is less. It means solution is best one and the cost is less. And then we have to remove the maximum number of faults by using UML diagrams. Our approach is here, we are using here 3 UML diagrams: use case diagram, sequence diagram, and activity diagram. Our solution is based on 3 diagrams. And then we have applied this genetic algorithm to find out the optimized solutions. Because in software, we have a number of paths can be there. Starting from the source to reach the destination, we can have a number of paths. For example, traveling salesman's problem is there. Generally, this genetic algorithm is applied only on highly complex problems. Okay, so traveling salesman's problem means there is a salesman and he has to travel many cities, and objective is he should travel every city and with minimum mileage, with minimum cost. Okay, so by solving such kind of problems, we can use this genetic algorithm, because for salesman, he has to start from the starting point, suppose city A, and he has to travel 10 cities. Okay. So he should travel every city once and with the minimum cost. So how he should take the path. So multiple paths are possible. He can go A to B, then A to D also. So out of these multiple paths, we are interested to find out the optimized path. Optimized path means he should travel every city with minimum cost, with minimum mileage, minimum distance traveled. So I think now it is okay that what is the use of this genetic algorithm in solving the large complex problems. So now I want to touch also the testing, because testing is a very this great role in software quality. If our testing is good, quality can be there. But again, testing must be effective. If testing is not effective, as I told you, you go on testing the candidate, say 2 hours, 3 hours, but the standard of the question is not very good. So no use of putting the time 2 hours, 3 hours. Okay. So same process is here. Testing must be effective. Okay. Sometimes we test a software for 3 days, and sometimes we test the software only 2 hours. So 2 hours testing can be better than 3 days testing. It depends upon the quality of test data, quality of the test cases. So your test cases must be strong so that it can find out the errors. Like in this, taking the interview of a candidate, we must ask some simple question also, but we should ask some medium questions and very hard questions also. Multi different types of questions should be there. So now you see the definition of this testing. From this definition, it is quite clear. Testing is the process of executing a program with the intention of finding the errors. Its basic function is to detect defects in the software, to detect errors in the software. Just executing a program without finding errors, that is not testing. आपने कोई भी टेस्ट डाटा लिया, टेस्ट वैल्यू ली आपने, और उसको आपने अप्लाई किया, एग्जीक्यूट किया प्रोग्राम को, बट नो एरर इज देयर, उसमें कोई एरर ही नहीं निकला आपके सॉफ्टवेयर से, तो वी कैन नॉट से दैट इट इज ए इफेक्टिव टेस्टिंग. जैसे हम देयर इज ए पॉन्ड, और उस पॉन्ड में हम वी कैच द फिश, हम उसमें से मछली पकड़ना चाहते हैं, देन वी पुट द नेट इन द पॉन्ड. ओके, तो आप नेट डालते हैं पॉन्ड के अंदर, बट यू आर पुटिंग ए लॉट ऑफ एफर्ट, बट नो फिश इज कमिंग, यू आर नॉट एबल टू कैच एनी फिश. एंड फिशेस आर देयर, उसमें ऐसा नहीं कि फिश नहीं है पॉन्ड में, फिश आर देयर. तो इन दिस यूनिवर्स नोबडी कैन गारंटी दैट माय सॉफ्टवेयर इज 100% एरर फ्री. ये भी आप प्लीज देख लीजिए कि कभी भी हम कोई भी ये गारंटी नहीं दे सकता कि मेरा जो सॉफ्टवेयर है, मेरा जो प्रोग्राम है, वो 100% एरर फ्री है. हाँ, इट कैन बी 99.9, इट कैन बी 90%, इट कैन बी 99%, 95%, but 100% it is impossible. Nobody, always there is a scope to improve the things. Always there is scope of improvement. Improvement का scope हमेशा होता है, ऐसा नहीं है कि 100% ये एक्यूरेट है या फाइनल है. तो वही चीज यहाँ पे है कि टेस्टिंग जो है उसमें ऐसा होना चाहिए कि यू शुड एग्जीक्यूट योर प्रोग्राम with such a test data, with such a test cases, so that errors should come out with that test data. So then we can say it is testing. Otherwise, we cannot say it is really testing. Its basic function is to detect the defects in the software. Just running a program is not testing. That is the point. So we have different types of testing we can have. Just I share with you, because I came to know that in this group we have different types of audiences there. We not all from computer science. We have different branches are there. So we can have unit testing, we can have integration testing, we can have functional testing, system testing, acceptance testing, and many more we can have. In unit testing, we just test the module wise. Just suppose you develop one module, only one function. Just say main function is F. Then F you have to divide it into F1, F2, F3. So you test F1 separately, F2 separately, F3 separately. So that type of testing is called unit testing. But we need the complete solution. So we have to integrate all the F1, F2, F3. Then we combine the integration testing. All three together are tested together. So that is called integration testing. Then we all apply this functional testing, whether we are able to get our output or not. Complete system, then acceptance, whether we are accepting it or not. Again, it depends upon your test cases. If your test cases is strong, definitely your testing can be effective. I'm not going details of that. You have regression testing, stress testing, performance testing. We can have different types of testing. Glass box, white box, black box testing is there. So because testing is very important in software development process, because testing is the last chance to find the errors. In software development life cycle, SDLC, I think you know, key process, key first we understand the problem, then we fix our requirements, then design the solution, then coding, then testing, and then testing. After testing, we implementation. So you see, just after testing, we are implementing the software. Implementing means we are using that software in the real sense. So for example, there is a company, it wants to develop some software. Just for example, there is a university want to computerize result declaration. So now that university will start using that software. So testing is very important step. And why it is important step? Because the last opportunity for us to find the errors, to check the quality of the software. So just with one error, there can be a problem. You see that highly complex, जो आपका जैसे for example in aeroplane system, radar systems, satellite systems, just with one small simple error, the whole this system can be collapsed. Okay, so like for example our this aeronautic systems, aeroplane system, like we have life of so many passengers is there, cost is also there. So we are not taking any chance in such kind of problems, real life problems. So like for example, we want to develop prepare the salary of employees. So some error can be there. Here error can be there because salary can be recorrected. We can उसको ठीक कर सकते हैं बाद में. आज नहीं तो कल ठीक हो सकती है salary. We can correct it. But aeroplane, we don't want to take any chance here because it is a real life problem. We cannot bear that. So in such kind of real life problems, testing is done very deeply. We apply every kind of testing so that its quality is very, very high. Otherwise, there can be problems. So we also test stress testing, performance testing, different types of testing we do. Now let's come to the types of faults. We have, again, I came to you that we have very simple faults, simple errors can be there in the software. We can have hard errors can be there. So it is very difficult to find out the hard errors. Simple errors like we have syntax errors. Okay, syntax errors mean grammatical errors. Suppose you write the code in C language or C++ or Java. So if you do mistake in grammar, so that can be seen very easily and that can be caught even by compiler also. When you compile your program, when you execute your program, compiler can catch these syntax errors. It means grammatical errors. The syntax errors. Suppose you have not put any comma somewhere, yeah, some spelling mistake is there. So those types of problems are called syntax errors. So very easy to find out, but again effort is required, but less effort is required in finding out the syntax errors. We have semantics errors related to meaning. See, what is the meaning of that particular thing? We want to do this thing in this way, but meaning is in a different way. Okay, like I just take example syntax and semantics. Syntax means grammar, semantic means meaning. For example, in English we have the dog barks. Okay, so it is correct in both ways, syntax as well as semantics. But the table barks, syntax wise it is okay, but semantics it is not correct because table cannot bark. So this is the difference between syntax errors and the semantics errors. Then we have the logical errors, means the formula. For example, if you have to divide by 5, but you are dividing by 6, so it is a logical error. So logical errors are hard to find out. Okay, we have to see here the solution. It's क्या उसका formula क्या है, उसका solution क्या है. So it is so logical errors are harder to find out than syntax errors. Then so in the same way we have easy to find out and hard to find out. So now we have come to this conclusion. There are errors which are, there are some types of errors which are easy to find. There are some errors which are hard to find. So, but our software must be error free. Those easy errors, you have cleaned your software by finding the easy errors. But if only one error is there in the software, that is hard to find out. So it will create problem for us in real life problems. Okay. So that's why we have to put every effort to find out hard errors also, so that our software is cleaned and it's highly reliable. Our objective is to make the software reliable. For example, we travel by in aeroplane. Why? How we travel in aeroplane? Because we have faith in that. Reliability means faith. कि हमारा उसमें faith है, reliable है. जो aeroplane से हम जो travel करते हैं, वो highly reliable हैं. These are highly reliable. So we have the faith in that. How they become highly reliable? By testing. उनकी जो टेस्टिंग होती है बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग हाई टेस्टिंग होती है, हार्डवेयर की भी और सॉफ्टवेयर की भी. दे आर टेस्टेड बिफोर टेकिंग द फ्लाइट, एवरीथिंग इज टेस्टेड. बट स्टिल समटाइम्स देयर इज ए प्रॉब्लम, क्रैश. एरोप्लेन भी क्रैश होते हैं, बट देयर रेट इज वेरी वेरी लो एंड इट शुड बी वेरी लो आल्सो. ओके, इफ फॉर एग्जांपल इफ एरोप्लेन क्रैश रेट इज हाई, nobody will travel by airplane, because we have no faith in that. These are not reliable. Okay, जैसे एक पर्सन है, some person you have tested so many times, वो कभी झूठ नहीं बोलता है, कभी आपको चीट नहीं करता है, तो you can have a reliable on that. तो आप कहते हैं ना कि he or she is reliable. तो कैसे कहा आपने कि he or she is reliable? Because you have tested him or her. आपने कभी भी ऐसे नहीं कह सकते ना कि फर्स्ट टाइम आप मिले उससे और then you are telling that he or she is reliable. Okay, so testing we apply, and through testing we find the errors, and more we find the errors, more we clean the software, more is the reliability. And all these testing involves cost. Okay, so जितना ज्यादा cost आप testing करेंगे, more cost will be involved in that. But our objective is to make the software highly reliable. So that's why your real-time software are very highly costly. A lot of cost is involved in real-time softwares, like controlling the aeroplane system. So our objective is to simple error we can find out, no problems. But here, how we can detect highly hard faults? Not so easy. Even detecting hard faults, whether it is a hard fault or not, that is again a tough job. It involves a lot of effort is there, and it is not a physical effort, it is a logical effort. It is thinking is there. Okay, so that's why it is become so important in that. So let's come to this now I'm discussing what I have discussed so far. I make the base for you. What is software, then what is testing, what is the complexity of the software, and how we can increase the quality. Okay, now I am moving towards the how to find out the highly complex faults, how we can detect, how we can recognize that this type of fault is highly complex and it requires more effort, it requires more testing, more if your code, your software is hard, it requires definitely more testing. Just for example, there are two students are there, A and B. So student A is already very good, okay, and but B is slow, okay. So we have to put more effort on B to improve his or her quality. So same thing is here. If your software A is highly complex, so we have to put more effort here, more testing. If your software is already very good, high quality is there, so we can have less type of less testing can be there. So there is a type of testing that is called mutation testing. So here in this type of testing, in this finding the hard faults, to detect, to recognize this type of fault is a hard fault, we use mutation testing. Mutation means change foreseeably. Just say, for example, here you are seeing it. Is it visible to you, this slide? Hello?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, okay. Am I audible also, no?
Yes, sir, you are very clearly audible.
Okay, okay. So here mutant means for example, let's take the find out the roots of a quadratic equation. I just share with this problem. Suppose you have to write you have to develop a software, you have to write a program in C or C++ or Java to find out the roots of a quadratic equation. I think you are aware about quadratic equation. So in quadratic equation, you have discriminant. You have a formula here to find out the roots. To discriminant is there D, and its formula is B square minus 4AC. So this is the original. This is the right one. Okay. But if in place of minus 4, you have put plus 4, D is equal to B square plus 4AC. So it is a mutant. ये original जो हमारी statement है उसका mutant है ये. It is the mutant of that. Okay. And similarly, we have another mutant lower line. D is B square minus 5AC. So many mutants are possible. For one statement, you can have multiple mutants. So that's why mutation testing is very costly. Here in mutation testing, we want to make ensure that whether this mutant will lead to software failure or not. Software failure means we are not getting the desired output. Because there is a software, and if it is giving a right output which we desire, it means it is successful. But if there is a software and after execution it is not giving the right output, it means it is failure. कि जो हमारा सॉफ्टवेयर है वो फेल हो गया है, जो हम चाहते थे वो नहीं मिला हमें. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड सॉफ्टवेयर फेल्योर. तो सॉफ्टवेयर फेल्योर किस लिए होता है? वो एरर की वजह से होता है. जैसे हमारा पूरा सिस्टम कोलैप्स हो जाए, एरोप्लेन क्रैश हो जाए, तो एरोप्लेन क्रैश हुआ तो किसी एरर की वजह से हुआ है. तो वो एरर कैन बी हार्डवेयर एरर, कैन बी सॉफ्टवेयर एरर्स. ठीक है. तो हम चाहते हैं कि हमारा जो सिस्टम है वो कोलैप्स ना हो. कोई भी उसमें हम पॉसिबिलिटी नहीं छोड़ना चाहते. उसके लिए वी डोंट वांट टू पुट एनी, वी डोंट वांट टू टेक एनी चांस, एंड स्पेशली इन रियल टाइम प्रॉब्लम्स. ठीक है. तो इन रियल टाइम प्रॉब्लम्स वी आल्सो अप्लाई म्यूटेशन टेस्टिंग. म्यूटेशन टेस्टिंग में कैसे करते हैं हम कि हम उसके म्यूटेंट बना के हम टेस्ट करते हैं कि जैसे -4AC ओरिजिनल है, लेकिन गलती से टाइपिंग मिस्टेक हो गया, नोइंगली, हम नोइंगली नहीं किया, हमने अननोइंगली ऐसे ये कोई उसमें एरर आ गया, इंस्टेड ऑफ -4 इट हैज बिकम 4AC. तो वेदर इट विल फेल और नॉट. अब आप कहेंगे कि एरर है तो सर फेल होगा. If logical error is there, so failure is definite. Definitely everybody will say like this. But if logical error is there, still failure cannot be there. I will take this example with you कि आपके सॉफ्टवेयर में लॉजिकल एरर है, जैसे -4AC है, ये ओरिजिनल है, लेकिन आपने यहाँ पे -5AC कर दिया है, ओके, तो स्टिल ऐसा नहीं है कि ये फेल होगा या नहीं होगा, डेफिनेट फेल्योर नहीं होगा, ठीक है. इन सम केसेस इट विल बी देयर, इन सम केस विल नॉट बी देयर, बट लेकिन लॉजिकल एरर है तो डेफिनेटली -5AC. So we want to ensure like this in this type of testing. That type of testing is called mutation testing. Very highly costly, very highly labor intensive. A lot of hard work is required in mutation testing, and or manually it is not possible. So we do it automation through software. मतलब testing भी हम software के through ही करते हैं इसमें. Mutation testing applied through software. So real-time softwares are also tested through such kind of testings. That is mutation testing. So I think you know, it is clear to you what is mutants. So mutants are required in mutation testing, and mutants are nothing but it is changed code, whether it is forcibly or unknowingly also. Okay, let's consider this slide now. Presence of error or fault in code leads to software failure, yes or no? Anybody will tell कि लॉजिकल एरर है सॉफ्टवेयर में तो क्या फॉल्ट फेल्योर होगा या नहीं होगा? इफ एनीबॉडी कैन जज. वैसे तो फेल्योर होना चाहिए, क्योंकि फार्मूला, ओरिजिनल फार्मूला क्या है, D = B² - 4AC, लेकिन हमने जो अपने सॉफ्टवेयर में यूज क्या किया, हमने -7AC. तो रिजल्ट शुड नॉट बी करेक्ट, रिजल्ट्स मस्ट बी रॉन्ग. इफ रिजल्ट्स आर रॉन्ग, इट इज फेल्योर. ओके, तो you see, read this one, कि presence of error or fault in code means software, leads to software failure, yes or no? Anybody can react on this or not? Yes or no? Nobody is replying. Okay. Is it true or false? Mere presence of fault in code does not lead to software failure. फॉल्ट प्रेजेंट होना, फॉल्ट का मतलब ये, मैंने सिंटैक्स एरर की बात नहीं कर रहा, मैं सिंटैक्स एरर्स तो होगा तो एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होगा कोड. हम बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे लॉजिकल एरर की. लॉजिकल एरर है, फार्मूला गलत है आपका, जो सॉल्यूशन है वो रॉन्ग है, स्टिल इन सम केसेस it is not going to fail, it is successful. So that is the problem. It means जो हमारा जो फॉल्ट था वो हार्ड फॉल्ट है, जो हमारा जो फॉल्ट एरर प्रेजेंट है कोड के अंदर वो हार्ड है, वो हम फॉल्ट को डिटेक्ट नहीं कर पाए प्रॉपरली. ठीक है, तो ऐसे जो हमारे फॉल्ट होते हैं जो हमें चीट करते हैं, मतलब लॉजिकल एरर है -4AC, D = B² - 4AC, ये ओरिजिनल करेक्ट फार्मूला है, लेकिन इंस्टेड ऑफ -4AC क्या हो गया हमारे से, -8AC या 7AC या 10AC, स्टिल इट इज गिविंग द करेक्ट रिजल्ट. हैव यू गॉट माय पॉइंट और नॉट? हेलो,
यस सर.
क्योंकि फार्मूला रॉन्ग है, हमारा जो सॉल्यूशन है वो ही रॉन्ग है, हमारा जो ओरिजिनल जो हमने फार्मूला यूज करना चाहिए -4AC होना चाहिए, हमने -7AC हो गया गलती से, टाइपिंग मिस्टेक से, लेकिन स्टिल आवर सॉफ्टवेयर इज गिविंग द करेक्ट रिजल्ट्स. ये प्रॉब्लम है हमारे लिए, दिस इज द मेजर प्रॉब्लम फॉर अस. तो ये हार्ड फॉल्ट है, इस तरह के जो फॉल्ट होंगे वो हमें प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करेंगे हमारे लिए. ठीक है, अब तो इस केस में तो नहीं किया, इस केस में राइट रिजल्ट दिया, लेटर ऑन it will fail, it will lead to fail. So how to find out such kind of faults so that we cannot face any type of software failure in the future? तो ये यहाँ पर पर्पज है कि कैसे हम इसको करें. तो वो दैट आई वांट टू शेयर विद यू हियर कि किस तरह से हम इस चीज को कैच कर सकते हैं, कैसे इसको निकाल सकते हैं। एंड जो मेरा जो रिसर्च ग्रुप है, वी हैव वर्कड ऑन दैट कि इस टाइप के फॉल्ट्स को हम कैसे हैंडल करें और किस टाइप इसको हम वी कैन हैव मोर बेटर प्रिकॉशन सो दैट इट शुड नॉट लीड टू सॉफ्टवेयर फेल्योर। डेफिनेट सॉफ्टवेयर फेल्योर होने के लिए क्या होगा, वी नीड 3 कंडीशंस। फॉल्ट एग्जीक्यूशन, फॉल्ट वो एग्जीक्यूट होना चाहिए, जो फॉल्ट है आपके, फॉल्ट में एरर, जो भी एरर है वो एरर एग्जीक्यूट होना चाहिए। दैट्स द फर्स्ट कंडीशन। जैसे हमने अभी आपका किया कि डी इज इक्वल टू बी स्क्वायर माइनस 4ac, लेकिन फॉल्ट क्या है, डी इज इक्वल टू बी स्क्वायर माइनस 7ac, लेकिन ये स्टेटमेंट एग्जीक्यूट ही नहीं हुई, आपका फॉल्ट ही एग्जीक्यूट नहीं हुआ, तो आपका जो सॉफ्टवेयर है वो फेल नहीं होगा। ठीक है, इस केस में सेकेंड कंडीशन क्या होनी चाहिए, इन्फेक्शन आई। Due to this fault execution, there must be some infection. Infection means value of some data must be changed. उस fault execution की वजह से, due to some that fault execution, some infection must be there. Means value of some variable, value of some data must be changed. Okay, like here d is there, d is equal to b square minus 4ac. लेकिन हमने क्या किया, d is equal to b square minus 7ac. तो पहले फर्स्ट दिस लाइन मस्ट बी एग्जीक्यूटेड हैविंग माइनस 7ac. सेकेंड, ड्यू टू दिस एग्जीक्यूशन वैल्यू ऑफ डी मस्ट बी चेंज्ड. जो माइनस 4ac में वैल्यू होनी चाहिए थी वो 7ac से डिफरेंट होना चाहिए, 7ac से 4ac से डिफरेंट होना चाहिए. दैट इज द इन्फेक्शन. जैसे हम बीमार पड़ते हैं, वी समटाइम वी फेल इल, तो हम कई बार क्या होता है समटाइम्स कि हमारा गला खराब हुआ, सम वी हैव सम इन्फेक्शन इन द थ्रोट, तो हमने कुछ गर्म चीज ले ली तो हमारा वो जो थ्रोट है वो ठीक हो गया, वी हैव नॉट फेल इल. ठीक है, तो एग्जीक्यूट तो हुआ फॉल्ट लेकिन इन्फेक्शन नहीं हुआ. सेकेंड कंडीशन दोनों मीट हुआ टू है, फॉल्ट भी एग्जीक्यूट हुआ है एंड इन्फेक्शन भी हुआ है. थर्ड कंडीशन जो मीट आउट होनी चाहिए कि दिस इन्फेक्शन मस्ट प्रोपोगेट टू द आउटपुट. ये जो इन्फेक्शन हुआ है यानी कि जो वैल्यू चेंज हुई है वेरिएबल की डी की, ये वैल्यू कहां तक जानी चाहिए, आउटपुट तक जानी चाहिए. इट मस्ट गो अप टू द आउटपुट. समटाइम क्या होता है कि वैल्यू चेंज हुई डी की, जैसे आपने कोई वैल्यू चेंज हुई डी की ड्यू टू मल्टीप्लीकेशन बाय 5, लेकिन आउटपुट पहुंचने से पहले क्या हो गया कि इट हैज बीन डिवाइडेड बाय 5. मिस्टेक क्या थी, फॉल्ट कि अननेसेसरी यू हैव मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 5, लेकिन ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स ऑफ दैट बिटवीन इन बिटवीन स्टेटमेंट्स इट हैज बीन डिवाइडेड बाय 5, तो अगेन यू हैव कम टू द सेम राइट वैल्यू. तो दिस फॉल्ट हैज नॉट गॉन reached up to output. तो if all these 3 conditions are met, if fault execute होना चाहिए, due to this fault execution infection होना चाहिए, and this infection must reach to the output, then we can say there is a definite failure. That due to that error, software failure is definite, means output must be wrong if all these 3 conditions are met. Okay, जैसे हमने यहाँ पे करें, जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट्स टेक दिस, आवर ओरिजिनल फार्मूला इज डी इज इक्वल टू बी स्क्वायर माइनस 4ac, बट फॉल्ट क्या है 7ac. तो अब आपके केस में यहाँ सी हियर, इन सम एग्जीक्यूशन आउटपुट विल बी करेक्ट, इन सम एग्जीक्यूशन आउटपुट विल नॉट बी करेक्ट. इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन योर इनपुट वैल्यूज. यू सी हियर, यदि आपका we need here 3 input values of a, b and c. There are 3 variables here because it is a quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So it is a quadratic equation. So here we need 3 inputs, value of a, b and c. लेकिन आपका यहाँ पे क्या कि एरर है -7ac है, लेकिन due to a cannot be 0, because if a is 0 your equation will not be quadratic, it will become linear equation. But c can be 0. Okay, so if c is 0, still your output will be correct. क्योंकि आपका जो लॉजिकल एरर है सॉफ्टवेयर में, इन योर सॉफ्टवेयर देयर इज ए लॉजिकल एरर, वेरी बिग एरर. Okay, very drastic error is there. but still you are getting the right output, right results. Failure is not there due to value of C, because C आपने वैल्यू C की वैल्यू क्या दी है यहाँ पे एग्जीक्यूशन में 0. आपने जैसे A की वैल्यू 5 दे दी, B की वैल्यू 7 दे दी, C की वैल्यू आपने 0 दी है यहाँ पे. तो ड्यू टू दिस पेयर, ये जो आपका पेयर है वैल्यूज का ABC का, तो इस वजह इस केस में आपका सॉफ्टवेयर फेल नहीं होगा ड्यू टू, बिकॉज आपका जो एरर है वो एग्जीक्यूट ही नहीं हुआ, इन्फेक्शन नहीं हुआ, एरर तो एग्जीक्यूट हुआ है. फर्स्ट कंडीशन इज मेट, सेकंड कंडीशन इज नॉट मेट बिकॉज इन्फेक्शन इज नॉट देयर, वैल्यू ऑफ डी इज नॉट चेंज्ड. क्योंकि सी की वैल्यू क्या थी ऊपर, फर्स्ट कंडीशन में C0 है, सेकंड में भी C0 है, तो डी की वैल्यू वही रहेगी, सेम रहेगी, क्योंकि आपका C0 है. तो ऐसे जो केसेस होते हैं वो बहुत हार्मफुल होते हैं. ऐसे हार्ड एरर्स को कैच आउट करना विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस इनपुट वैल्यूज, सो दैट is involving a lot of effort, lot of labor intensive, so we have to be careful about this. So ये हमने find out किया कि कैसे इस चीज को हम find out करें. तो if definite failure is there, यदि definite failure होगी तो तभी होगी जब all these three conditions are met: fault execution, infection, and this infection must go to the output. और इन तीनों को हम मल्टीप्लाई कर दें, हम ये निकाल सकते हैं इनकी वैल्यूज. थोड़ा लेबर इंटेंसिव रहेगा कि ई की वैल्यू हम फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं, आई की वैल्यू फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं, और इसकी पी की वैल्यू फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं. और कैसे करेंगे, जैसे फॉल्ट एग्जीक्यूशन आपने कि किसी प्रोग्राम को एन बार एग्जीक्यूट किया, ठीक है, एन टाइम्स एग्जीक्यूट किया, तो एन आउट ऑफ दिस एन ओनली एम बार वो फॉल्ट एग्जीक्यूट हुआ है, तो m डिवाइडेड बाई n, तो वो क्या आ जाएगा, e आ जाएगा आपका. ठीक है, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि वी कैन नॉट फाइंड आउट दीज वैल्यूज, वी कैन फाइंड आउट, बट स्टिल a lot of effort is required here. And then you multiply all these three values, e, I, and p. So I have called this as fs, failure sensitivity. We have named this as fs, failure sensitivity. And if this fs is low, if the value of this fs comes low, किसी particular error के लिए, किसी particular mutant के लिए, the value of fs is low, small, so that fault will be hard. That fault can be considered is hard, highly complex. And to find out a highly complex fault is requires more effort, more testing is required. तो ये आपका, and if fs is low for some fault, किसी भी fault का मतलब कोई भी mutant है, जैसे -4ac की बजाय you have taken -7ac, -8ac like this, तो ऐसे केसेस के लिए यदि fs आपका यदि स्मॉल है किसी भी mutant के लिए, so that fault will be considered as a hard fault to detect, and it is considered hidden fault also. So in ऐसे cases में we have to be very careful, and especially this type of testing or these types of care we have to do in real-time systems. Because as I told you, in aeroplane controlling system like this, we cannot take even a small chance, even 0.001 chance we cannot take here. We have to clean the software. We have to try our best to clean the software 100%. Okay, so very deep testing is applied here. So we have to find out such a hard fault also, detect the hard faults. We have to identify these hard faults, and then we try to clean out those hard faults also. So ये this is the purpose. So आपको भी इसमें आप कर सकते हैं कि if you want to go for research for this, कि how we can make these hard faults to detect in a more easier way. So that is a area to open for you for the further research. And now we have AI is there, machine learning is there. We can develop AI models and machine learning models we can have. So, but definitely it will be very useful for us. So now let's come to this UML diagrams and these genetic algorithms. As I told you that in testing we have the importance of test cases, test data, and how much software you are covering. Okay, suppose as I told you, there are traveling salesman's problem is there. उसके लिए आप सॉफ्टवेयर बनाना चाहते हैं. तो in traveling software problems, suppose 15 paths are possible, but you have tested only 10 paths. So there can be error in 5 paths because you have not tested those 5 paths. तो coverage criteria must be there कि हमारे जितने भी possible path हैं, जैसे in traveling salesman's problem, you want to solve that problem, and there are 15 possible paths are there for that salesman from one city to the last city. So out of these 15, which is the best one, optimized one? And during testing no path should be left. जब हम टेस्टिंग करें उनकी सॉफ्टवेयर की, तो उसमें जो 15 पाथ हैं उनमें से कोई भी पाथ हमारा बचना नहीं चाहिए, मैक्सिमम कवरेज होनी चाहिए. और आउट ऑफ दिस 15 paths we have to find out the optimized one. Optimized means the salesman should travel every city. ये हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि he should go every city and with the minimum cost. Minimum cost means minimum travel, this distance traveled. So if distance traveled is minimum, cost will be minimum. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल हम उनको पर किलोमीटर इसको पे कर रहे हैं, तो some salesmen are very clever, वो उसको ट्रेवल कर रहे हैं, इसी मैंने जी 1000 किलोमीटर ट्रेवल किया है. ठीक है, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि हमें उसको स्मॉलेस्ट जो उसका जो पाथ है, ऑप्टिमाइज्ड पाथ है, वो बनता है इसको 600 किलोमीटर. तो वी विल पे ओनली फॉर 600 किलोमीटर. So this is the beauty of this, कि how we can optimize our solution by using genetic algorithm. You can use nowadays, instead of genetic algorithm, you can have some AI problem, AI model also, machine learning model, deep learning models also. We can have the use of this AI that we are also doing in our research group. So here we will take the these UML diagrams, this use case diagram, sequence diagram, and activity diagram. I just tell you how it will be there. 3 UML diagrams we are taking, we can take here. You can take other different UML diagrams, so that more coverage. Why we are taking 3 UML diagrams? To cover the, to ensure more coverage of the paths. And then why we are applying here genetic algorithm? To make the solution optimized. So this is the reason behind why we are doing this. And we will draw the graph. तो इसका एक सिस्टम ग्राफ बनाएंगे by fusion of all these 3 UML diagrams. तो हम we are taking here online examination system. For example, so many students are sitting in this, so it is a large, it can be a large complex problem. Not too much like aeroplane controlling, but it can be there. So here we are taking use case diagram. Use case means some actions and actors are there. Suppose here student is the actor, and then he has to apply different cases here, actions like login, taking the admissions, then appearing exam, then result declaration, like this. So we can have like this. This is the use case diagram. The first student will register, login, then take the test, or like this, then see the result, and different things will be there. So I'm not going into the very depth of these things. Just I will give idea to you. Then sequence diagram, it will depend upon the time. We have different sequences are there, and that will be time dependent. The first it will be there, then second, then third, like this. So we can have a sequence diagram. Then activity diagram, we have flow. We want to see the flow of various operations in this particular case. So like we have flow chart is there. So same kind of activity diagram we can have here. And this is the activity diagram. So start, then login. It's like a flow chart. And then we can have. Then we, by combining all these 3, we draw the graph. Then we finally have a. So this is use case diagram graph. ये separate जो है आपकी graph है. But we want to integrate all these 3. हम सभी को integrate करेंगे. that we will call as a system graph. So this is the system graph of this problem. इसमें all these three UML diagrams are there, and we applied the here weight. ये weight हमने क्यों apply किया है कि to recognize the complexity. जैसे 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ऐसे different paths are there. So like traveling salesman's problem can be there. So we can have from source to our destination, we can have different path. So some path can be successful, some cannot be successful, unsuccessful. So here different possible paths are there, and we want to find out the best one, optimized one. Okay. So, and that we can do with the help of this genetic algorithm. So I tell you, in genetic algorithm, I tell you, in genetic algorithm, we have the existing set of solutions. हमारे पास ये नहीं कि हमको ये नहीं, we have multiple solutions we have, that is, उसको हम कहेंगे कि population, existing population, that we call it existing population of possible solutions. We have possible solutions. तो उन पॉसिबल सॉल्यूशंस में से बेस्ट निकालना है हमने. जैसे वी हैव सो मेनी कैंडिडेट्स विद अस, हमने इंटरव्यू लेना है उन कैंडिडेट्स का. हमारे पास 5000 कैंडिडेट्स आर अवेलेबल. सो आउट ऑफ दिस 5000 कैंडिडेट्स वी हैव टू फाइंड आउट द बेस्ट वन. ओनली वन वैकेंसी इज देयर. ओके, सो आउट ऑफ दिस 5000 कैंडिडेट्स वी फाइंड आउट द बेस्ट वन. तो कैसे हम निकालेंगे, वही यहाँ पे है कि हमारे पास पॉसिबल सॉल्यूशन है. We have a set of possible solutions, but out of this is called the population. So out of this we have find out the best one. तो उसके लिए हम we have to find out a fitness function. एक fitness function हम apply करेंगे उसमें. उसके so many methods हैं. उन fitness, by applying those fitness function, out of those possible solutions we select and then we apply the crossover also. हम उसको क्या करते हैं, जैसे हमारे जो डिफरेंट पॉपुलेशंस हैं उसको हम इंप्रूव करना चाह रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो इंप्रूव कैसे करेंगे उसके, तो वी वांट टू मूव टुवर्ड्स द बेस्ट सॉल्यूशन. तो उसमें हम चेंज ओवर सिलेक्शन करते हैं, क्रॉसओवर करते हैं. जैसे 0 को 1 किया, 1 को 0 किया, या अपने आफ्टर थर्ड पोजीशन वी आर क्रॉसिंग ओवर. ठीक है, जैसे हमारी पॉपुलेशन कैसे इंप्रूव हुई है, जैसे हमारे ग्रैंडफादर हुए, देन वी हैव द फादर, देन चाइल्ड. तो देयर इज ए रिफाइनमेंट इन आवर पॉपुलेशंस. तो क्रोमोसोम्स आर देयर. तो वही सेम थिंग हियर वी वांट टू अप्लाई हियर. देन म्यूटेशन वी वांट टू डू, चेंज द म्यूटेशन, चेंज द सम पोजीशंस हियर, एंड देन फाइनली वी रीच द ऑप्टिमाइज्ड सॉल्यूशन. सो ये डिफरेंट आपके पाथ हैं, उसमें डिफरेंट आपके वेट आ रहे हैं यहाँ पे. वी हैव, एंड देन वी अप्लाई दिस. एज आई टोल्ड यू, इट इज ऑप्टिमाइजेशन टेक्निक. जेनेटिक एल्गोरिथम इज ऑप्टिमाइजेशन टेक्निक. इवोल्यूशनरी प्रोसेस, क्रोमोसोम्स आर देयर. सो हियर वी हैव डिफरेंट वेट्स, जैसे 179, 225, 325. These are different weights. Then we apply the chromosomes, and then fitness function, best fitness function. So this is the starting position, population, initial population. By applying fitness function on this initial population, so you see here that now your weight is the axis to 3 to 5. Earlier it was only in one position, 3 to 5. Now in second also we have 3 to 5. So it, by applying fitness function, we are moving towards the better solution. So again, now you see here, fitness of new population. So again 3 to 5, 3 to 5, 3 to 5. It means this is the best solution. It is the optimized solution. और यही हमारा ऑब्जेक्टिव है इसमें जेनेटिक एल्गोरिथम में, कि विच पाथ इज द बेस्ट वन. तो इसके ऑब्जर्वेशंस क्या है? From these tables it may be observed that the fitness has been changed in each generation, and the difference between the values of the chromosomes between the two generations has started decreasing, and finally it's come to the 2, 3 to 5. We notice that the new population again contains the case 3 having weight 3 to 5. So this 3 to 5, the path having the weight 3 to 5, that we have observed is the optimized test cases, optimized solution. Test case 3 is the optimized solution. So in this way, we can apply this genetic algorithm. I'm not covered in detail depth of this. Future, I told you that here we have taken only 3 UML diagrams. So you can have some other UML diagrams also. Instead of these 3, you can have 4 also. You can change these UML diagrams. And then, but nowadays we can have AI. Instead of a genetic algorithm, you can have the concept of AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. As I told you, AI started in 1956, lekin it became popular after 2000, and definitely in the future days, in the future time, it is the age of AI. Still, it is the age of AI. लेकिन personally मैं जो मानता हूँ कि AI, through AI, now we are a lot of advantages are there with the help of AI and machine learning. We are able to solve very highly complex problems. We are able to get the optimized solutions. And AI, machine learning, deep learning, these models are having different applications in every area, in every walk of life, whether it is sports, education, agriculture, sales. In every walk of life, we are using AI now. And like in this cancer detections, it is being utilized in a very good way. Okay. So even in farming, we are using drone technologies. Then we have driverless cars are there. Now even our GPS system has improved. I think आपने फील किया होगा कि अब हमारा जो GPS सिस्टम है वो काफी इम्प्रूव हुआ है. ठीक है, वो अगेन विद द हेल्प ऑफ एआई. और दूसरा हमारा जो ये वेदर फोरकास्टिंग है, दैट इज आल्सो हैज इम्प्रूव्ड ए लॉट. आज से 5 साल पहले या 10 साल पहले it was not so accurate, but now it is very much accurate. Our weather forecasting जो prediction होती है, तो AI में और इसमें machine learning में क्या है कि better जो हमारे advantages हैं कि यहाँ पे हम prediction करना चाहते हैं, quality high करना चाहते हैं और optimize करना चाहते हैं इसको. ये हम we want to take these major advantages of prediction, quality, quick solution एंड ऑप्टिमाइज सॉल्यूशंस. तो उसके लिए हम एआई का मशीन लर्निंग मॉडल्स और डीप लर्निंग मॉडल्स हम डेवलप कर रहे हैं. लेकिन ये नॉट सो इजी. बिहाइंड द स्क्रीन इसके पीछे जो लोग काम कर रहे हैं, डाटा एनालिस्ट, डाटा साइंटिस्ट, उसमें वी हैव टू यूज ए लॉट ऑफ स्टैटिस्टिक्स मॉडल्स, स्टैटिस्टिक्स टेक्निक्स, मैथमेटिकल टेक्निक्स. ठीक है, लेकिन एंड यूजर के लिए क्या रहा है, इट इज बिकम्स वेरी इजी टू यूज. Just आपको you have to click your mouse 2-3 times and you are getting the results. लेकिन behind this screen it is very tough to find out the solution. तो उसके लिए जो डाटा है वो हमारा फ्यूल है. और that's why in AI, in machine learning, we need large volume of data, and we have different kinds of data. Some data is structured, some is unstructured. So we have to clean this data. So all this is a very lengthy process, but our data scientists and researchers are doing this. And as I feel that in the future, still, whenever we are getting advantage, we are facing the challenges also. A lot of problems we are facing nowadays with the help, even with AI. The cyber crimes are there. I think a lot of cyber crimes. Daily we are listening that so many these types of crimes are there. Digital arrest is there, deepfake is there. So all these problems are there, but we have some better results are there. I always feel that internet and all these modern technologies are not bad. Okay, we have to use these. I mean, इनको use करना पड़ेगा. These are not bad. I generally take this as electricity and fire. We should take these technologies as electricity and fire. We cannot survive without electricity, without fire. Lekin if you play with them, you know the results. यदि आप इलेक्ट्रिसिटी को हाथ लगाएंगे या फायर को हाथ लगाएंगे तो उसके साथ आप प्ले करेंगे तो you know the results. तो सेम केसेस विद these लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजीज आर देयर कि आप इनके साथ प्ले करेंगे इंटरनेट के साथ या एआई के साथ. यू आर गोइंग टू यूज इन ए नेगेटिव वे इंटरनेट. Okay, so same problem we have to face like electricity and fire. Use them, but use them in a controlled way, use them in a positive way, use them for the welfare of the society. You develop positive models so that it can handle a lot of complex problems in optimized way. So I think I stop here my discussion, and if you have any question, you can ask. Hello,
Hello, good evening, sir.
good evening.
Sir, actually, I am having one question
Yes,
regarding the models.
yes, yes.
Like whenever we are developing the projects, we refer the model, and there are different models. So, is there any AI or ML tool which helps or assists the developer to choose the model before developing the software?
No, no, you are taking a different way because we have the AI tools and machine learning tools are there. Model you are developing, okay? For any
No, sir. Like we are having waterfall model, we are having spiral model, we are having evolutionary
okay,
model, we are implemental model.
that is not AI model. That is a,
No, sir.
Hmm.
I'm saying that these are the models. So, is there any tool which help in assisting that among these models, which model should be taken?
That's I'm telling you, na, कि we have different models are available. So whichever suits you the best one, that can be there. ऐसे नहीं है कि ये model आपके लिए every kind of problem you can have. For example, drone related problem is there, farming problem is there, cancer detection problem is there. So which kind of problem you are handling with that model, that you have to see. Otherwise, we can have different models are there. There is not a single model that can be fit in every kind of problem.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
You are which stream you are, Pooja?
Sir, I'm from computer application.
Okay, okay. Those you are telling waterfall model and the spiral model, those are other different kinds of things. That is a
Yes.
full software development. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Any other question is there? So okay. So Jagrati or Bhavya?
Yes, sir.
I think no other question is there.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
No other question is there. So should stop here now?
Hello.
So can we? You want to conclude this session? Hello.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can conclude this one if you want. Okay. Or,
Yes, yes.
Hmm.
Okay, sir. So thank you so much, sir, for such an insightful and informative session. And sir, we are truly appreciate your depth of knowledge. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much to everybody, all participants. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay.
And feedback form link has also been shared in the group, so kindly fill it out for your attendance. And we will start our next session in 5 to 10 minutes.
काम आप लोगों ने और ऐसे ऐसे काम करते रहोगे।
Okay, so now moving ahead, I invite Ms. Pinky Singh Dema ma'am. Ma'am is an MBA graduate specializing in finance and marketing. She has been working with Qubit Labs Private Limited for the past 5 years as a corporate strategy manager, and where she handles both the product portfolio and the investment portfolio of the company. She has extensive experience in financial and growth strategy, particularly in deep tech domains such as artificial intelligence, protocols, and connectivity, quantum technologies, biotechnology, and many more. So today she will be speaking on the topic how AI is aligning with our world. So we are delighted to have you with us, ma'am. And now I invite you to please take over the session.
Welcome, Pinky ma'am.
Hello, hi, a very good evening to all of you, and thanks a lot, Jagriti and Neha ma'am, for welcoming me in this session and for giving me this opportunity. I'm so grateful for you guys. Specifically, Jagriti, she has helped me through this process a lot. So, hello, everybody. So I would just like to straight away jump into the presentation. I'll thank you, and I'll be just sharing my screen. I'll be turning my camera off to avoid some distractions. Just let me know wherever you guys have questions. I've kept this presentation very interactive. Let's just not listen, and whatever 90 minutes we'll be spending on this conversation, on this presentation, what I hope is that at least you can take away the crux of this presentation that I want to give. It's not very deep tech, and I'm not going to talk about LLM, CNN, algorithms, and all of that. I'm just going to talk the business side of it. And I'm also going to provide you guys with resources and opportunities that you guys can explore in the domain of AI, quantum, and many more such fields. And also, you can be offered some internships regarding that. So I would also be shedding some light on that. So anywhere you have any questions, please raise your hand or just let it out in the chat box, and I'll be happy to help you guys. Just give me a second. Just share my screen. Is my screen visible, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, got it. So the topic for today is how AI is aligning to our world. That is the modern world. We are a very tech savvy world, as I would like to say today. And just an introduction to myself. I am a student just like you. I'll always be a student after masters, even because every day is a learning experience, right? So I'm an MBA graduate in finance and marketing from Symbiosis Institute of Management Studies, Pune, 2022-24 batch. And I have 5 years of experience in deep tech working as corporate strategy manager. As Jagriti pointed out, I'm handling basically everything for the organization, because as strategy it involves everything. Basically, it would be investment, it would be product portfolio, what new deep tech products to make, not to make, all of that, right? And there's my LinkedIn. You guys can connect with me over there, and we can further discuss any more conversations that you guys want to have with me. Moving forward, let's get started with the topic today. What is AI? I just like to, crux it up and summarize it as the ability to basically mimic human intelligence, which involves thinking, learning, solving problems, adaptations, researching, contemplating, hallucinating also, which we as humans always do, right? And that is all about what AI can do. And we are going to discuss to what extent AI can actually help us, and to what extent we can actually also help AI and the world by using it. Starting with the introduction to our topic, AI alignment. So, can I by a show of hands, or maybe I cannot see your hands because I'm sharing my screen. Can you guys let me know by opening your mics how many of you do think that AI can take a lot of jobs in this world? Hello, am I audible, guys?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, okay. So I don't think many people like to talk between the presentation. So we'll just assume that according to this risk and threat that we all pose and we read articles about it, that AI is going to take jobs, it take this coding job, web development job, software jobs, all of this, hue and cry about, okay, AI going to do this, it's a threat, it's this, that, all of that, right? But what I'm going to talk about today is it is not as we perceive it is, because all this world is feeding on is fear, and we do not need to be fearful because of AI. What AI alignment mean is that how this discipline is a critical executor that has emerged into our pursuit of an ubiquitous economic force, right? So basically, machines do not understand context or morality or emotions or ethics, or for that matter anything that we humans have based our society off, right? एक मशीन को कभी भी समझ नहीं आएगा कि दूसरा बंदा उसके इमोशंस हैं क्या, राइट? तो आप उससे एक्सपेक्ट भी नहीं कर सकते. बट दिस वर्ल्ड डजंट वर्क लाइक दैट. We have to have a play at ethics, we have to have a play at morality. So this is what AI alignment is: training AI. This is wrong and this is right. Imagine it, you guys training your dog or cat to do a particular thing which is good or bad for them. Just as simple as that, right? So we'll start with unit 1, the ghost and the machine, AI understanding and alignment, right? The definition of intelligence and the alignment problem. I have given an example in this. For example, one day you rub a lamp and a genie comes out of it and he asks you, Ki Mango, what do you want? And he asks you for 3 wish. And you wish, oh, I wish there was no cancer in the world. But cancer originally is a problem of cells replicating themselves. So, what if the genie swipes the population away? So that is a wish gone wrong, right? So what if there is no poverty, right? But if the gap closes, there is no economics and there is no will to live after that. So that is also a wish gone wrong. So that is the same way with AI. It doesn't know specifically what to do. It will follow some directions, whatever is in the data set of that particular AI or whatever is being fed to that AI data center. That is all about what it needs to do. It's a very efficient machine, but at the end of the day, it is a machine, right? Moving on to the next slide. Neural networks demystified, the cupcake factory. So I have used this cupcake factory example to make you understand that whatever we feed AI, it is not something a perfect cupcake or output that is coming out. It is a prediction of AI that comes out. Okay, so you put in a prompt, right? It searches its database, whatever matches it, it comes up with it, makes a little tweaks in the hidden layers, weights and biases of it, some cultural references, something like that, text, speech, all of that. And then it comes back with an output layer, which is the prediction of that particular AI. And then you, as an user, will give the AI some feedback on it, right? So just now, I'll give you an example. I was studying about something in AI, and it took one of my previous chats and a document from one of my previous chats and gave me an input for that. So it is my responsibility to teach the AI or to tell or give feedback to the AI that this is not what I was asking for, right? And you, with your prompt engineering, make the output as desired, right? So again, human intervention everywhere. The data sets human give, the input human give, the output human make the output better with their feedback, right? Moving on to the next one. Generative AI and LLMs, the super librarian. So generative AI like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Midjourney, all of these things are just like a librarian. You feed them a lot of data, you get them a lot of books to read, right? And they don't know which book is right, which book is wrong. How is generative AI able to predict what is coming next? Because it has read a lot of things. So it has read the Quick Brown Fox story, it has read what is a refrigerator, so it knows what is coming next or what to answer in that question. For example, you guys all have noticed आजकल मेल में एक वो आ गया है, फीचर आ गया है कि whatever mail you are writing, it predicts कि what are you writing आगे, right? It is not because it's so intelligent and all of that, it's because data set है उसके पास इतना ज़्यादा, it has read all your previous emails, and that is why it is supposedly, after language processing, after language studying, it is predicting what you will type next, right? Same with LLMs, large language models. They are probabilistic engines that predict the next token based on patterns in data. So they visualize patterns, right? They cannot think ahead, they can only think backwards. And they can only take whatever has been given to them. They cannot think anything forward, right? Moving on to the next one, how we are training it. It is called feedback loop and reinforcement learning from human feedback. So just like training a dog, first of all, the dog doesn't know where to go, where to eat food, where to go out, you know. What you do with the dog is that you enforce some reinforcement in it. You put some rewards for the dog. And that's how the dog learns. If he has to sit somewhere, or when given a hand he has to put his paw on your hand, and that is reinforcement learning, basically, which I explained in the previous slides also, that you have to give the AI continuous feedback to update it. Okay. Okay. So where it goes wrong, hallucinations and bias. I am sure all of us have come across a day in our lives where we are so fed up with ChatGPT because it won't do what we want it to do, right? So hallucination arise because it is a probabilistic model, and we all know कि even if there is a 0.00 something probability of something happening, it may happen, right? It cannot be always sure of what it is saying, because there is a lot of factual accuracy and inaccuracy that comes into play when we talk about hallucinations in this case. And bias is because there are a lot of bias in the training data. So if I tell you a statistics, most of the generative AI models like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, all of these, they are trained 60% on the Western data. And Western data uses mostly English as their prominent language. Their culture, their people, their racist bias, or whatever they call as economics, in their fundamental truth, right? It is not something that we do. So if I am using ChatGPT, I'll always find a certain bias to the Western world because it is not trained on my data, Indian data. Right. It can also tell you very wrong things about your culture looking from a Western perspective. So all of that comes in play for hallucinations and bias. And again, reinforcement learning is very important to minimize these errors, factual error. If you follow the news recently, there was this case where AI actually suggested a student to commit suicide and was very, very approved. It approved of him doing such a step. And there was a case on ChatGPT, OpenAI parent company, that how is this ethical? How is this happening? So that is what hallucination and biases can do to you, which is very, very dangerous. This is a very extreme version of how a machine can go wrong. This is what we are shown in movies, and also I've put up this example here. So if you tell a machine, okay, find every paperclip in the world, right? It doesn't know how to turn it off. So it's very efficient. It wants to find all the paper clips in the world. But let's say, in finding all the paper clips in the world, it destroys the world as a sub goal. It will not think about the self preservation of humans or how this resource acquisition is harming any wildlife or living life or plant or animal or whatever. It will just move forward to its goal, that is efficient, right? For us humans, if you tell us to do a work, there are a lot of sub goals that come into play, and with that, human emotions are always at the point where we view the world, right? So this is not the case with the machine. Again, AI, machine, artificial intelligence, we always have to remember it is artificial intelligence and doesn't have an on and off switch that we tell it to work and हम on दबाएंगे वो on हो जाएगा, off दबाएंगे off हो जाएगा. Which was that movie of Aishwarya Rai and the robot was Chitti. So I want to relate it to something like that. That was very extreme. This is also very extreme. Something like that, right? So inner versus outer alignment. I think I've explained that also. So I'll just not repeat anything. Okay. So the precautionary principle, what is happening right now, that there is a certain boom of AI that is happening abhi ke liye. And there are two sides that are happening. First is precaution, the second is acceleration. So precaution, because we have seen what the hallucination and biases of AI can do, how it can be risky, how it can be prone to cyber threats. We also know that we need to accelerate it because we want progress, right? We want risk delaying cures for diseases or climate solutions. We want all of that. So we are stuck in a paradox of what to do genuinely, right? So Abhi, we come to the problem of sci-fi to reality. What are the current risks we are facing? First, algorithm bias. Have you heard about the ATS score that now companies are using to score your CVs? Right. So it is basically a score that they give you automatically with the software, and now they are also putting AI into it, and basically it'll scan your resume and tell the company if you're not suitable for it or you are suitable for it. AI has a lot of bias. It cannot do that, right? If you have given AI some work, it'll just, it'll handle it with the background information or data set that it is processing. It cannot assess the potential of a candidate or a student just by having a lot of background data. Right. Second, fakes and misinformation. This I cannot talk about enough. Social media is full of deep fakes, and we all have to be protected by it. There are so many rules that have come into now in India as well, protecting people from deep fakes and their images. And with the invent of Nano Banana, I have seen articles and people actually making their Aadhaar card with Nano Banana. Can you imagine that? Like, I didn't for one moment think that AI would also do this and people would use it in such a way. Then cognitive dependency. I'm going to talk about it later in the lecture also, but we are so dependent on AI now to do just general tasks, which used to be a very, very, low skill priority for us, like writing an email, writing an article, all of that. Now AI is doing that for us. So we have a lot of cognitive dependency on AI. Then power seeking and security. AI algorithms are so prone to cyber attacks. We are working on quantum, and we are working on TRNG modules and quantum supercomputers and all of that. So I for a fact know, if quantum computing comes in India specifically and even to the world, breaking AI algorithms is a work of 2 seconds. It is not just, it's not just that strong specifically because it has such huge data centers. If one thing is risked, the entire data sets are being risked. And also AI is storing our data in those data centers. Even if you delete the history, even if you have put your image, let's say on Nano Banana, and you wanted to create some other image of yourself, it is using that and storing it in that database. Imagine some dark web user getting access to that data, right? So it is very power seeking and at a very high risk of security. Now we come to the global and Indian regulatory landscape. What are we doing to protect our people from this AI dilemma and paradox, right? So the EU rights based, what is the European Union doing? It does not want AI to violate human dignity. That is all, right? It wants it to be ethical, it wants to have compliance, fundamental rights, precautionary principle, all of that. The US market is driven as usual by capitalism. It does not want anything to hinder innovation. Yes, it is also having rules where voluntary commitments and executive orders are required, but more than that, it is market dominance. Yeah. Then India. We are asking what problem is AI solving for us and at what cost, right? Because India is a developing country, cost is a very important factor for us. So we are asking the problem कि what can AI do for us? हमारे लिए क्या कर सकता है कम पैसे में, right? Moving on to the next one, as I told you, the EU AI Act is has banned a lot of things at high risk, lot of things, and limited risk, a lot of things. So it has basically classified things into unacceptable, high risk, and limited risk, which is great, of course, because you are protecting the interest of your citizens. So banned is like, if you know, China has a system of social credit which it gives to its citizens. So it is banned things like that AI cannot do that. Real-time biometric identification in public places, do not do that because it's of course an invasion of privacy and all that. High risk is critical infrastructure. That too is in India, is also implemented in India. That is transport, surgery, education, healthcare, employment, law enforcement, all of that. Moving on to the next slide. India's strategy is AI for all. The West wants to save the world from AI, which it originally came from the West, and India is using AI to save the world. That is two contradictory statements at all. But our target sectors, fortunately and unfortunately, both are healthcare, agriculture, education, and smart cities. We will discuss why it is so unfortunate and fortunate for both of us. And it has launched a scheme called AI for All. I want you to listen very closely to this aspect. AI for All is a scheme that is launched by the Indian government, and it invites proposals from students as well as Indian startups, as well as MSMEs. And it is offering a lot of money to develop AI algorithms, to develop solutions for certain sectors. And as we move on into the slides, I'll also show you the homepage for it. I, with my team in Qubit Labs, have won several awards and these challenges, and have gotten a lot of money to move into the next stage. So the Indian government is doing a lot because, as I said, there is not enough data that is trained on the Indian data sets, and we need that to focus, because India has, I think, more than 100 languages. How are we supposed to decrypt 100 languages in, AI, which is mostly Western based data? Moving on. So this is the India AI mission. If you even type AI for all, you will get that website and you will get all the programs running. So these are the 7 pillars of the India AI mission. First of all, compute capacity. We want to increase it to 10,000 plus GPU infrastructure. And there are a lot of good companies who are offering this, GPU infrastructure at a very low cost. Then India datasets platform, as I told you, trained in unilateral languages, application development, future skills, startup financing, safe and trusted AI, and centers of excellence. So all of this is just to help our nation grow in this scheme. Moving on. Yeah. So the data sovereignty debate. India dataset platform. So we have a lot of data, right? We have data of weather, land records, health, this and that, but we cannot give all of that data to AI and just assume that it's going to do something with it. We have to refine that data sort, anonymization, and aggregation. You cannot give AI all the details of a patient from Artemis. It's going to be a privacy invasion and invasion of law, because we have laws like that to protect the privacy of our citizens, like EU, right? So that is prohibited. What we are going to do is we are going to take a lot of raw data from publicly available sites as well, and from government resources, with anonymization of people and aggregation of what we are going to put in that data, and then we are going to make sovereign models that are trained on local context, which give a lot of point of view of our culture and how we are working in India, which is a developing country, right? Moving on to the next slide. These are all the acts that are for your protection. No indiscriminate scraping. Let's say AI comes up next day and it is scheduling people on based of caste or religion or whatever, so that is not going to happen. Purpose limitation. It has to be, the data has to be collected for a purpose, not for advertising. The data cannot be collected for advertising. Of course, we do it today also. We break a lot of laws and sell data of people to advertising agencies for just 10,000 rupees and all. But yes, that is a law. And consent, age gating. Cannot stress this enough. Consent is so required in using AI, because you never know when it turns bad, right? Moving on to the next slide. Deepfakes and election integrity 2024 case study. If you guys follow politics and all of that, you must have also followed Rahul Gandhi with his whole lecture on how deepfakes were used in the elections to vote. And there were multiple people who were voting at the same time. There were people from other countries whose faces were put in the Aadhaar cards, and they were voting different places. So yeah, that is deepfakes for you. And more than that, I think a lot of privacy concerns. Tomorrow, if somebody places my picture on some site that I don't even know about, that is a huge privacy concern for me, and a cyber threat also. Right? It can leak your information. It can deepfake you into believing that you are that kind of person and get into your data, get into places that only you are welcome, as a deepfake. So India is basically partnering with a lot of countries to secure AI, to build AI rules, to actually accelerate AI chip manufacturing, and the availability to it. Now I want to come to sectorial alignment AI in the Indian wild. So here I'm going to talk about what achievements we have done in the AI field. So this I'm going to talk about Bhashini. So as you know, 90% of Indians do not speak English fluently. So from this slide also, I don't want to speak English because I want to honor our country like that. But because a lot of our population is educated plus uneducated, and we have a lot of other mother tongues. जैसे मैं हरियाणा से हूँ तो मेरी थोड़ी सी हरियाणवी मुझे आती है, हिंदी आती है, आई अंडरस्टैंड पंजाबी ऑल्सो, है ना, एंड आई हैव लिव्ड इन पुणे, तो थोड़ी बहुत मराठी इधर उधर, आई कैन स्पीक ब्रोकन मराठी, अंडरस्टैंड ब्रोकन मराठी, ऑल ऑफ लाइक दैट, राइट? So we have so many languages, Maithili, Marathi, Madhya Pradesh में there is another language, उसके accent आता है. Haryanvi is not a recognized language, officially recognized language नहीं है, but of course there is a language, right? Punjabi, Kashmiri, Sindhi, Assamese, Meghalayan people speak a different language of Assamese, West Bengal में Bengali, Gujarati, all of these languages, the AI model is not trained on that, right? तो जब ट्रेनिंग ही नहीं हुई तो समझेगा कैसे? So that is why we introduced Bhashini, which can talk in a lot of languages, right? अब UPI में you say hello UPI or whatever is in your language की नमस्ते UPI, and you tell it कि अच्छा पे 50 रुपए राजू को पे करो, without you having to type it in English or Hindi as keyboard. IRCTC पे chatbot uses Bhashini to answer queries in multiple languages. For example, I'm asking in Hindi IRCTC कि Delhi to Pune का फ्लाइट कितने कितने बजे है on this particular date, ठीक है. Then there is Jugalbandi, which combines Bhashini, that is translation for whatever language you are speaking to the chatbot, and then translating it back to you with GPT-4 reasoning. So एक विलेजर पूछता है क्वेश्चन कि मैं विडो पेंशन के लिए कैसे स्कीम में अप्लाई करता हूँ. जो तो बॉट है वो उसकी वॉइस को इंग्लिश से translates the voice to English or whatever language he is comfortable in, gets to the government database, finds the answer and translate it back to the village's dialect, whatever language he has asked it in, right? Next, agriculture 2.0, precision farming and fragmented landscape. I would not press this enough, but अगर आप लोगों की families हैं farming करती हैं या फिर relatives हैं farming करते हैं, like in my hometown also बहुत लोग farming में involved हैं, there is so much with AI that you can do. I'll just give you a small example of that. एक छोटे से आजकल planters आने लगे हैं, okay, which are digital planters. So it will have a face of a cute emoji उसके सामने, and as soon as it is running out of water or nutrients or any kind of pest has infected it, वो आपके फोन पे नोटिफिकेशन देता है. एंड ऑल्सो द प्लांटर के ऊपर जो इमोजी है becomes a very sad emoji. So you know that now this is the time to basically give water to it or nutrient to it. On a larger scale, let's say precision farming. तो जो सैटेलाइट का डेटा है, इट एनालाइजेस ऑल ऑफ दैट, बैकग्राउंड के डेटा से एनालाइज करता है, पैटर्न्स फॉर्म करता है, एंड इट टेल्स द फार्मर्स कि दिस इज द राइट टाइम टू give water to your plants, put nutrients in it, nitrogen कम है, phosphorus कम है, अभी ये डालो, अभी वो डालो. That is what it is meant to be doing, right? उससे क्या होता है, आपके कॉस्ट बिल्कुल हाफ हो जाते हैं. It's not even expensive. ये एप्स हैं जो गवर्नमेंट ने बनाए हुए हैं, like Ninja Cart. It can predict market prices to bypass middlemen and reduce food waste by 40%. So you do not have to. So I don't know, but हमारे यहाँ पे there is this term called, I'm not sure, किसान मंडी or something. तो वो मंडी के सामने ऐसा होता है, I don't know what it is called properly, but वहाँ middlemen बैठते हैं and they take the crops from the farmer and they put a margin on it and then sell it. तो जो farmer actually crops उगा रहा है ना, he gets a very small percentage of that profit. Most of it goes to middlemen, and then it goes to the mandi wala people, then it goes to the retailers, and then it comes to us. So all of these apps are built for helping us, for helping farmers, for helping people who need it, right? Healthcare, the AI doctor in rural India. I'll explain it with what we are doing in Qubit, so you'll have a better look at it in the next few slides. Then there is Diagnostic AI, Cure AI, and Nirmay. So these two are very good companies that are working in India right now. तो Cure AI क्या करता है? It is eliminating tuberculosis through instant diagnostic. तो क्या होता है ना, जब doctors see with their bare eyes, sometimes they miss a lot of red flags that can be, 90%, 95% of the time X-ray में it is very, very highly likely less that the doctor can see कि this is where TB is developing or may develop, because it is a very little speck of cell and it can look like a very normal X-ray, but वो normal X-ray होता नहीं है, right? So this is how AI is helping in curing diseases faster than humans, right? It flags a TB pattern in seconds, but it has studied a lot of data, a lot of background data, a lot of medical imaging, so it can study it. Nirmay. So right now, Qubit Labs is also in the process of raising funds. So from that, I also got to know that Nirmay also is in the process of raising funds, which is a very good thing because it means development on the company's end. So this is early detection of breast cancer. Again, same, traditional mammography expensive है, painful है, invasive है. You have to suffer a lot of pain to just get that mammography, and अगर उसके बाद कुछ नहीं निकलता है, then that is another sort of problem निकलता है, so that is another sort of problem. It is quite expensive also. तो innovation क्या है? Thermal analytics for breast cancer screen है. So आपको सामने खड़ा किया जाएगा, that there will be a heat map of your body, and wherever you see an abnormal thermal heat map, that is where we know that it may or may not be breast cancer, and uske baad mammography, ultrasounds, MRI, all of that takes place. So this is basically कि किसी को भी फालतू में उस किसी को भी फालतू में वो ट्रबल ना लेना पड़े to go get their mammography done, have that fear, tension में ही रहे इंसान कि अरे यार, do I have cancer, do I not have cancer, and it takes a lot of time for doctors also to detect the probability of cancer. अब डॉक्टर आपको 2-3 महीने घुमाने से अच्छा just take a heat map of your body and just say कि okay, you're free from cancer, relax, right? So that is great in AI. Education, how it is being integrated is that whatever we are being taught in school, whatever we are responding to, हम कैसी performance दे रहे हैं, AI उसको analyze करता है and it tells us कि okay, Pinky, you are good in geometry, or you're good in geography, or you're good in business, you can do this, and you're not good at this, or maybe you are just an average student at this, and you can improve on this, right? And it can give you data, sources, all of that to help you excel in that subject, right? This is the student perspective. This is a paradox, I would say. Triple IT ने experiment किया है इसके लिए, इसके साथ allowing AI in exams. So what they do is they have a subject, let's say relating to AI, and what they do is they check your prompt engineering. They don't check your answer कि आप कैसा answer लिख रहे हो. They check your question, right? Ki how well you have framed that question, if that is related to AI or something else. They tell you to frame a question, and that is how prompt engineering works. And that is the best method to train AI, to ask the right questions. AI आंसर दे सकता है, एक लिमिट तक दे सकता है, बट क्वेश्चन सही पूछना बहुत जरूरी है. इफ यू जस्ट राइट वेग क्वेश्चंस ना, तो वो वेग आंसर्स देता है, और हैलुसिनेशन और बायस के चांसेस बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ जाते हैं. द प्रोबेबिलिटी बिकम्स मोर बिकॉज द स्कोप इज वेरी वाइड, राइट? So that is that. Now I'll tell you what we have done at Qubit regarding AI. So we have cleared NCIIPC Grand Challenge, and we have won 32 lakh rupees for clarifying stage 1, in which we clarified with 4 problem statements. Or there were initially 6 problem statements that we applied for. 2 we didn't qualify, 4 we did. And this is what I was talking about, because when I went in for the presentation for all these problem statements, there were a lot of students who have built these models upon themselves. उन्होंने खुद से बनाए हैं ये models. We as a company did, right? They did themselves because they had a passion for tech, or whatever you can say. They had the knowledge, they wanted to learn all of that, right? So the first problem was phishing detection. I'll explain in small words. This is a software solution. आप उसमें sites डालते हो, and आप उसमें स्लाइड का लिंक डालते हो, और वो आपको बताता है कि ऑथेंटिक साइट है या फिर नहीं है, यूजिंग लार्ज लैंग्वेज मॉडल्स. सो बेसिकली देयर आर सर्टेन ट्वीक्स इन द साइट कि हाइफन की जगह स्लैश लगा होगा, या फ्लिपकार्ट की जगह फ्लिपकार्ट्स लिखा होगा, लेट्स से फॉर एन एग्जांपल. सो दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट व्हेन आजकल साइबर थ्रेट्स जब इतने बढ़ गए हैं, वेयर यू डोंट नो इफ अ साइट इज ऑथेंटिक और जस्ट scamming you for no reason. So this is very important, that comes down that. So here AI is very helpful. You just put the link and you get to know if the site is real or not. So no money is leaving your account if you are doing this right way. PA's problem statement 2 was LLM's detection of vulnerability. That means if you have coded something, let's say you want to build a website and you have coded for it, आपने सब कुछ कर लिया, Python में अच्छे से code कर लिया, now it has gone live. But you see there are so many cyber attacks, or people are asking for wrong informations, or लोगों का data leak हो रहा है. So you get confused कि how is this happening? You go to this software and you put your code in that, and it will tell you where in the code there are a lot of vulnerabilities, open cracks, where hackers are using these cracks to manipulate your code and do all of these manipulations in the data and then the external world, right? The PS5, the picture here that is inserted is for the PS5 output. It was an intelligent multilingual document understanding. So in normal terms, अगर आपको ये बॉक्सेस दिख रहे हैं सबको, तो ये टाइटल, टेक्स्ट, 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 सेक्शन हेडर, इसने सब कुछ जो है सेगमेंट किया हुआ है, राइट, कि ये पिक्चर है, ये टेबल है, ये सेक्शन का हेड है, ये टेक्स्ट है, ये टाइटल है, ऑल ऑफ दिस इट हैज सेगमेंटेड. अब इसकी जरूरत क्यों पड़ती है? क्योंकि व्हेन वी स्कैन डॉक्यूमेंट्स, इवन इफ यू हैव सीन इट विद योरसेल्फ हैपनिंग, हम एंगल गलत लेते हैं, या फिर वो इमेजेस ब्लर होती हैं, या देयर आर लॉट ऑफ लैंग्वेजेस दैट कम इन वन सेट ऑफ डॉक्यूमेंट्स. सो व्हेन वी टेल एन OCR रीडर टू रीड इट or translate it, it becomes very difficult, right? It becomes very difficult for that OCR to actually read, transcript, and translate that data. So this is what we have done here. This is an output of the code that we wrote, and this is in front of you. So it segments all these different layers of the page, the layout, and then it is very easy for any other OCR or transcriptor or translator to identify this and easily translate whatever the documents want you to do. Then the PS6 was language agnostic speaker diarization and identification, transcription, and translation. So let's say in this meeting, I am talking, person A is talking, person B is talking simultaneously at the same time. So what this thing will do is कि speaker diarization का मतलब होता है कि वो आपको timeline दे देगा कि from what's the time 8:14 to 8:16 Pinky was speaking, from 8:16 to 8:18 person A was speaking, from this time person C was speaking. This is speaker diarization. Identification, as I said, Pinky was speaking, speaker 1, speaker 2, speaker 4, all of that. Transcription, what was I speaking? Translation into whatever language you want it to be. If I'm speaking in Punjabi and I want to translate it to Hindi, translate that. If I'm speaking in Tamil, I want to translate it in Hindi or English, translate that. So this was one of the most hectic thing we had to do because we did not have a lot of data sets involving a lot of languages. But fortunately for us, for the first stage, we only had to do Hindi, English, Punjabi. And when because we have cleared stage 1, now we'll have more languages to practice this on. Next, as I mentioned, India AI challenges. AI for all, this is the scheme that I was talking about for students, individuals, startups. 3 students can come together and form a startup. It is zero cost, of course, right? So you can do that. So India AI challenges may, or we have put intelligent multilingual document understanding. Abhi it came for Tamil intelligent multilingual document understanding. Then there is one for finance. Then there is one for speaker identification also. So not just as a startup, you can do it as an individual. If you're good with coding, if you're good with LLMs and you want to learn, you can make an use of it. And I've put this link right here and I'll send it to Jagrati also and she can share it in your student WhatsApp group. I definitely recommend that you guys check it out just for once, even if you don't have an interest in coding and all of that. Just check it once. Maybe it, piques your interest somewhere. Then, yes. So, I have been working with DRDO, ISRO, Government of India, many more such government organizations throughout my career to deliver them a lot of different things that we do in defense and aerospace. So one of the deal DRDO projects that we are doing right now asks for speaker identification, speaker verification, and rapid noise cancellation. So via government agencies doing that. So I'll just give you an example. Let's say there is some intercepted call that is coming in, and we have some data of some, let's say, not so good person. I would not like to use some terminologies here. Not so good person or a criminal that we have encountered before, and it is a high risk criminal, and we know that this is the language or dialect of that person. We would like to take that data from our database, put it in this software or solution, whatever we are offering, and identify that speaker from our database. If it matches our database, great, it's easier for us to recognize it, right? Speaker verification, okay, this is the speaker that is speaking. Ram is speaking this. Adaptive noise cancellation, let's say the speaker is speaking on a very busy road, right, and there's a lot of noise coming. ANC we also use in our headphones, right, कि सॉन्ग की आवाज आए, बाहर से लोगों की आवाज ना आए. तो वैसे ही कि जब एक नॉइजी स्ट्रीट चल रही है तो, और लेकिन वो बंदा बोल रहा है एंड वी हैव रिकॉर्डेड इट, तो सिर्फ उस बंदे की आवाज आए, उस आसपास की उसकी ना आए. दिस इज ऑल्सो हेल्पफुल इन सिचुएशंस वेयर, in situations such as war, I would mention that. That is what this project is being done for. लेट्स से आप एक बहुत ही क्रिटिकल सिचुएशन में है, वॉर हो रही है, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ बॉम्बार्डिंग गोइंग ऑन, शेलिंग चल रही है, और टैंक्स फायर हो रहे हैं, बुलेट्स फायर हो रहे हैं. तो उस टाइम पे जब एक ऑफिसर दूसरे ऑफिसर से कम्युनिकेट कर रहा है, तो वो हेडसेट इतने प्लॉजिबल होने चाहिए कि बाकी की जो नॉइस है सब कैंसिल हो. द नॉइस, द वेवलेंथ, जो साउंड वेव फॉर्म्स की ऊपर नीचे है, वो सब कैंसिल हुआ, एंड ओनली द इम्पोर्टेंट मैसेज गेट्स कन्वेड. एंड दिस कम्स विद, ऑफ कोर्स, all the cyber security placed in it. So this is the project we are doing right now. Second one is AI in medtech. If you want, check it out. Maha medtech mission is the name, launched by METI. It wants to, have products or diagnostic platform with AI in it. Even though I would say it is a very early stage to say, in India specifically for such critical infrastructure. But as you see here, this is an image of a microscope that we have made. What it does is, it uses a 20x lens and it converts the image to 40x. So basically less cost, but more optimization. And how it is done? By AI, because AI is screening that whole image. If you can see here, I have also placed some cells ka photo yahan pe, so that you can see how AI is basically converting a 20x image into a 40x image, right? It is less cost, it is very cost efficient, uses less money. It's a very small portable device. You can take it to rural villages and get your cells basically scanned there. So abhi starting clay, we have done it for blood samples. And then we are going to move to tissue, that is histopathology. So we'll move to tissue and it will scan the tissue and get abnormal cell detection or tissue, एक जगह पे इकट्ठे हो जाते हैं. So it will identify that and rule out cancer or rule in cancer, right? Then there is a point of care device that is also being developed. So आप सब लोगों ने शुगर के डिवाइस देखे होंगे, शुगर टेस्टिंग की. आप सिर्फ प्रिक करते हो हाथ में और द ब्लड, यू कैन चेक इट कि आपका शुगर कितना है. सेम चीज है, पॉइंट ऑफ केयर डिवाइस. इसमें सीबीसी हो चुका है. इट विल जस्ट टेक अ ड्रॉपलेट ऑफ योर ब्लड एंड इट विल टेल यू ऑल द सीबीसी, जो भी हम कंप्लीट ब्लड काउंट में देखते हैं, लिम्फोसाइट्स, व्हाइट ब्लड सेल, रेड ब्लड सेल, हीमोग्लोबिन, ऑल ऑफ दैट इट कैन टेल यू just with one droplet. Right now we are in the process of expanding that to LFT, KFT, full blood analysis, and all of that. So iske liye we have prepared well. Patents are filed. 21 patents we have filed across the globe, not just the country, the globe. And then there's Vishleshan platform, that is an AI build platform. It will use reinforcement learning and a feedback loop. So ये images को देखेगा, it will flag out red flags and just जो important नहीं है उनको side में रखेगा, and it will tell the doctor कि okay, or the lab technician कि this is something that we need to highlight, this is a red flag, and then the technician can look into it. Because let's see, एक एक 1,000 बंदों पे एक डॉक्टर है. We cannot blame the doctors or the nurses for not having the proper diagnosis, because itna brain tire hone ke baad it is not possible for one person to give you a proper diagnosis for every other person, right? So this will be very helpful for those nurses and doctors who are overburdened, specifically in government hospital. I would mention it will be very helpful, the microscope as well as the Vishleshan platform. But again, AI in medical comes with a lot of ethical problems, right? The future of alignment. Guys, I have talked a lot about AI, कौन से sectors में use हो रहा है, कौन से sectors में नहीं use हो रहा है. So now I'm going to talk about how we are using it in our lives. कहाँ तक use करना चाहिए और कहाँ तक use नहीं करना चाहिए. Coming from a background that I have been using AI far before ChatGPT, or even was a thing, because I've been working in this environment before as well. Just telling you some models that are being used in our sovereign LLMs, that is Krutrim, Sarvam, and Bharatjan. All of these have data sets and they focus on a lot of different things. to make AI best for us. The challenge, as I told you, 60% of it is trained in English, and Hindi is 0.1%. Can you imagine? Hindi is 0.1%. The model is not trained in our language at all. And if Hindi is 0.1%, then you can imagine the state of Marathi or Punjabi or Maithili. So this is what we are doing. We want the LLMs to be smart in English, in Hindi, and all of the other languages that we speak, right? So we have done digitization of physical archives, libraries, newspaper, and synthetic data generation. Okay. So all of this is, all of these slides are just to tell you कि agentic AI, if you have heard, आजकल AI agents भी आ गए हैं that do your work for you. So you tell them कि plan my week, they'll plan your week. But chatbot and AI agent में बहुत difference है, okay? Chatbot can only explain you how to do a particular thing or how to complete a task. AI agent can complete that task for you. And once told to complete a task a certain way, you cannot change in between. You tell it कि मेरा flight book करो Delhi to Pune at this particular time, and it books it. Let's say you tell it कि 6 बजे करना आज शाम में, right? So अभी तक there is a lot of problem with AI agents that we have not gotten the full complexity of how they're going to work. What if there is no off switch, as we did talk about? What if my plans cancel and I don't want to book the ticket, right? And it just books it for me. It is an agent that is working for me like a secretary. एक boss की एक secretary होता है. So the agent is like that, a secretary to you. You do not know how much more power it can have over us, right? It can, as I gave you, a chatbot can insult you, an agent can spend your money, and it is also very prone to cybersecurity risks. Okay. Now, guys, what I want to emphasize on this is that the middle path is governance. India's regulatory stance will always continue to evolve as a middle path as usual. हमने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन भी अपना मिडिल पाथ से लिया है, हमने अपने इलेक्शंस भी मिडिल पाथ से लिया है, प्राइम मिनिस्टर प्रेसिडेंट भी मिडिल पाथ से चूज करते हैं, तो AI is not an exception for us as well in those matters. Predictions, हम मल्टी मॉडल सॉवरेनिटी की तरफ मूव कर रहे हैं. इट विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड वीडियो एंड ऑडियो, इट विल बी एबल टू ट्रांसलेट, ट्रांसक्राइब, अंडरस्टैंड डॉक्यूमेंट्स, ब्लर पिक्चर से भी इट विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड कि व्हाट इज रिटन. ठीक है. AI इन लॉज already piloted in Punjab and Haryana. It is using to summarize cases, hyper personalization, AI in education and health becoming truly individual specific, right? So this is Antodhya is a philosophy that is there कि the AI should be for all, right? Not just for this. So I've stopped sharing my screen, but there's something that I would like to put across, and that is AI is something that is used to help humans, but where we are moving is far more dangerous. Because आज आप देखोगे आपके जीमेल में AI है, आपके इंस्टाग्राम में AI है, everywhere. So I'll tell you a case study. So क्या होता था ना 90s में, जो एनर्जी ग्रिड्स रहते थे वो खाली बैठे रहते थे. दे डिडंट हैव एनीथिंग टू डू बिकॉज लोग सिर्फ रात में लाइट को स्विच ऑन करते थे. तो दे वांटेड मनी. दैट इज इन इकोनॉमिक्स, मैनेजरियल इकोनॉमिक्स, दिस इज कॉल्ड सप्लाई साइड डेस्परेशन. सो इसको पूरी करने के लिए क्या किया जाता है ना, आर्टिफिशियल डिमांड की क्रिएट की जाती है. अब आर्टिफिशियल डिमांड कैसे क्रिएट करेंगे? दे प्लेस टोस्टर्स. They invented toasters not because humans or the people of that time needed toasters. Nobody wants a perfect slice of toast. Let me be honest. मैं bread पे butter लगा के तवे पे सेक सकती हूँ, it's all fine. I don't need a toaster for that, right? But 90s में, imagine if I don't need it now, I didn't need it in the 90s. But toasters were invented in the 90s to give them a perfect slice of toast. Not required at all. That was artificial demand. Placed in every nook and corner of every shop. हर घर में प्लेस कर दिया गया, स्टेटस सिंबल बना दिया गया उसे. दिस इज कॉल्ड सप्लाई साइड डेस्परेशन, वेयर इट इज नॉट इवन यूजफुल. आप वहां प्लेस कर दो उस चीज को ताकि यू गेट अ लॉट ऑफ मनी फ्रॉम दैट, राइट? सो this is happening with AI. Unfortunately, this was such a great tool that we could use to go lengths in our lives. But from the starting, it is being used to prevent people from actually educating themselves or prevent people from seeing both the sides of the coin. अब AI का artificial demand, yes पूजा, I agree with you. AI का आर्टिफिशियल डिमांड क्रिएट किया जा रहा है ताकि आप लोग बिल्कुल भी आगे ना बढ़ पाओ, आप लोग देख ही ना पाओ कि दो हिस्से क्या हैं चीज के. ओपन एआई, आपको पता है ओपन एआई का वैल्यूएशन क्या है इस वक्त? इट्स $3 ट्रिलियन. एक इकोनॉमी की जीडीपी भी नहीं होती है $3 ट्रिलियन. इट्स सो मच. कैन यू इमेजिन हाउ डिड दे कम अप विद दैट वैल्यूएशन? उनको कैसे लगा कि दिस वैल्यूएशन इज द करेक्ट वैल्यूएशन टू गिव? बिकॉज दे आर क्रिएटिंग दैट आर्टिफिशियल डिमांड. वो कर रहे हैं इस चीज को ताकि यू गाइस स्पेंड योर मनी और यू थिंक कि आप एआई के बिना नहीं जी सकते. क्या आप में से किसी को भी एक जीमेल लिखने के लिए सजेशंस चाहिए? मतलब डू यू गाइस नीड एनी सजेशन कि आपको ईमेल कैसे लिखना है? ये तो हम बेसिक बेसिक है ना, ये स्किल. बेसिक इंग्लिश आती है ना, इतनी हिंदी में भी लिख दो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. ईमेल लिखने में किसको एआई का सजेशन चाहिए? राइट. हम लोग बुक्स भूलते जा रहे हैं, हम पढ़ते नहीं है. हम इतनी फेक न्यूज आर्टिकुलेट होती है, वेदर इट बी इंस्टाग्राम, वेदर इट बी व्हाट्सएप, इतने डीप फेक्स फोटो हम लोग वो ही नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. मतलब हम लोग डिफरेंशिएट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं कि ये क्या हो रहा है, ये डीप फेक है, ये रियल है. अब हम कैसी सिमुलेशन में जिएंगे वेयर वी विल बी नॉट बी एबल टू फाइंड कि ये चीज सही भी है या गलत? राइट. सो आई टेल यू, देयर इज अ सेइंग that AI is a poor people's product. And what I mean by that is AI is being sold to the masses to keep them the masses. No billionaire or millionaire is on their daily life is using chat GPT to find out something. Let me tell you that. As tech people, we don't use AI. I'm just telling you that very honestly. हम AI के products बनाते हैं और हम AI use नहीं करते हैं. Because we know once we start getting dependent on AI, that will be the end of us. And I don't want the future of India, the students, the youths, to actually use AI, in a place where it is not required at all. आप लोग अपने मेल्स खुद लिख सकते हो यार. ठीक है, आप लोगों को इंस्टाग्राम पे नहीं चाहिए ट्रांसलेशन किसी भी रील का. आपको समझ आती है ना बेसिक हिंदी इंग्लिश, वट एवर लैंग्वेज दे आर टॉकिंग इन. नहीं चाहिए उसका ट्रांसलेशन, बट दे आर बीइंग पुट इन देयर बिकॉज दे वांट अस टू यूज इट. वरना ओपन एआई अपना 3 ट्रिलियन का वैल्यूएशन जस्टिफाई नहीं कर पाएगा कभी भी. यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड इट with a concept of economics, with a concept of finance, with a concept of marketing and supply and demand. Right? They want the masses to stay dumb. That is the word for it. I'm so sorry to say that, but अगर youth पढ़ेगा नहीं, उसे पता नहीं होगा कि अपनी thoughts articulate कैसे करनी है. हम बोलना सीख गए हैं, सॉरी भूल गए हैं. हम लोग बोलना ही भूल गए हैं. वर्ड्स पहले इतने बड़े बड़े वर्ड्स हुआ करते थे कि आप क्लासिकल लिटरेचर कभी उठा के देखो, आपको समझ नहीं आएगा एक पेज. इट विल टेक यू 30-40 मिनट्स जस्ट टू रीड वन पेज. एंड आप अभी का लिटरेचर उठा के देखो, व्हाट आर वर्ड्स? स्कीबीडी, that is a word I heard in the Gen Alpha language, right? I am myself a Gen Z. So we have cut down everything. हर चीज का शॉर्टकट चाहिए अब. But that is not going to help us. I'm telling you guys, keep the use of AI minimal to minimal. And because of this, I want to show you a video also. Okay. Why I that AI is not so well. ठीक है, मैं आप लोगों को एक YouTube पे बहुत अच्छा वीडियो दिखाना चाहती हूँ. कंपैरिजन आप लोग खुद करिएगा. Just wait 1 second. Guys, I hope मेरी screen visible है आप लोगों को. Yes? Okay. So this is a recent ad by Porsche. अभी अभी निकली थी. Yeah, please watch it closely. Okay. Now I would like to show you another ad, okay, which is for Coca-Cola. You will find the difference yourself. Watch this ad. So I hope you guys have seen the ad, all of you. मेजर डिफरेंस इस एड में पता है क्या है? इस एड में सिर्फ मेजर डिफरेंस इतना सा है कि पोर्शे वांट्स टू शो इट्स कस्टमर्स कि हम आपको प्रीमियम लग्जरी बेच रहे हैं. ठीक है, वी हैव पुट एफर्ट इन दिस एड. हमने ये हैंड से ड्रॉ करी है एड, फिर इसको एनिमेट करा है. ठीक है, सो दिस इज व्हाट पोर्शे वांट्स इज कस्टमर टू फील लग्जरी, and they will never use cheap AI ads to make their customer feel luxury, right? आप कोको कोला को देखो, ऑन दी अदर हैंड इट इज फॉर द मासेस. कोको कोला को फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि आपको AI मतलब एड अच्छी लगे, गंदी लगे, वट एवर, चीप लगे, प्रिविलेज लगे. इट हैज मैसिव एडवर्टाइजिंग बजट्स, लेट मी टेल यू, मैसिव. बट वो यूज नहीं कर रहा है. उसको पता है उसको 10 रुपए की कोक की बॉटल बेचनी है और मासेस कंज्यूम करेंगे. फास्ट मूविंग कंज्यूमर गुड है, पीपल विल कंज्यूम इट. दे डू नॉट केयर. दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट टू टेल यू. AI को उतना ही यूज करो जितना आपको बेनिफिट दे. जिस दिन आपको लगे ना कि आप एक लाइन भी खुद नहीं लिख पा रहे हो, आर्टिकुलेट नहीं कर पा रहे हो अपने थॉट्स को, प्लीज स्टॉप यूजिंग AI. There is one very good article that I read, 20 things that will ruin your life. The first one is ChatGPT. गाइस, जहाँ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पे यूज होना है वहाँ AI यूज हो रहा है. वहाँ के लिए बनाओ, हेल्थ केयर के लिए बनाओ, एजुकेशन के लिए बनाओ. गिव कंट्री योर बेस्ट, बट प्लीज अपने आप को और डम करने के लिए यूज मत करो AI को. प्रोटेक्ट योर चिल्ड्रन, योर सिबलिंग्स, योर रिलेटिव्स, आपके आसपास जितने भी लोग हैं, प्रोटेक्ट देम फ्रॉम डीप फेक्स. प्रोटेक्ट देम फ्रॉम द हार्म ऑफ AI विद सोशल मीडिया, राइट? प्रोटेक्ट ऑल ऑफ दैट. हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है ये. वी आर अ टेक savvy नेशन, बट हमारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है टू डू बेटर फॉर द एनवायरमेंट. जो AI में चिप्स यूज होती हैं उसमें कॉपर यूज होता है, लिथियम यूज होता है. आपको पता है कितनी माइनिंग चल रही है ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड जस्ट फॉर दीज टू सब्सटेंसेस. चाइना हैज होर्डेड दी सब्सटेंसेस. उन्होंने कॉपर रख लिया अपने पास कि हम नहीं देंगे किसी को. और AI की डिमांड इतनी ज्यादा सुपरफिशियली क्रिएट की जा रही है कि उसके प्राइसेस बढ़े 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 और बढ़े. एंड नॉट नेसेसरीली हमें चाहिए ही नहीं. हम इन्वायरमेंट को खराब कर रहे हैं. हम अपने कॉग्निटिव डिपेंडेंसी इतनी बढ़ा रखी है हमने AI पे. See, I work in this. I sell this to customers. But as fellow students, this is what I'll tell everybody. क्योंकि DRDO वाले AI को अपनी थिंकिंग कैपेबिलिटी के लिए यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं तो इट्स ओके. हेल्थ केयर में डॉक्टर्स यूज नहीं कर रहे हैं उसे कि अरे पेशेंट आया, क्वेश्चन क्या पूछ रहे हैं, चलो ये ऐसे आंसर पूछ लेते हैं। दिमाग है ना उसके पास, वो यूज करेगा। बट हम जो नॉर्मल कंज्यूमर हैं, हम डिपेंड होते जा रहे हैं यहाँ पे। सो दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट टू टेल यू, and I would like to conclude this lecture by just telling you guys ki AI can only realize pattern. Innovation is always in the hands of humans. There'll be no job lost to AI. There'll be jobs created to handle AI. एथिक्स में बहुत जॉब्स क्रिएट होंगी, गवर्नेंस में बहुत जॉब्स क्रिएट होंगी, बहुत सारी जॉब्स सिर्फ एआई को, डेटा को ट्रेन करने के लिए होंगी, फीडबैक देने के लिए होंगी। एज आई टोल्ड यू, फीडबैक लूप, रीइंफोर्समेंट लर्निंग। एआई का भी टीचर ह्यूमन ही है, राइट? तो एआई को सिखाने के लिए भी जॉब्स ह्यूमन के पास ही आएंगी। सो ऐसा किसी को डरने की जरूरत नहीं है कि एआई हमारी जॉब्स ले लेगा, ये जॉब नहीं करता हूँ, ये स्किल नहीं सीखता हूँ। यूट्यूब पे बहुत लोग ज्ञान देते हैं फालतू का कि ये जॉब लॉस्ट हो जाएगी, ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा। कुछ नहीं होएगा। एआई नॉर्मल टेक्नोलॉजी है, हर टेक्नोलॉजी की तरह बूम आता है, ग्रोथ होती है, नीचे चली जाती है, सिंपल, राइट? Innovation only humans can do, and be proud of yourself that you're given this life. You can innovate, you can do something with your mind, use it. That's all I want to say, and thank you so much for having me. I would like to open the stage for any question and answer you guys have. I'll be happy to share any links that you want. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, ask any conversations that you want to have, right? Guys, any questions? You can turn on your mic and ask me. जो भी कुछ भी questions ऊपर से आ रहे हो. Otherwise, I'd be happy to leave you for dinner. I know it's getting pretty late, right? Thank you so much, Professor Ashok. Thanks a lot.
Okay, ma'am. So I think there is no question from participant side.
Sure,
So
sure, no
let me
problem.
conclude this. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So on
Yeah.
behalf of the organizing team, it is truly a privilege to thank our esteemed speaker for such an outstanding and enriching session. And the depth of insight, your thoughtful explanation, and real world relevance you brought to the session today, it made it an extremely meaningful learning experience for everyone. So we sincerely appreciate your valuable time and the expertise uh, which you shared with us today.
Thank you, Jagriti. Thank you, everybody. You have been a great
Yes,
audience. Bye bye. Have a great
ma'am,
night. Have
wait.
a good day.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
ma'am. Just a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
Ma'am, as the session has concluded, so I kindly request to you and to all the participants also. So please switch their video cameras on for a group photograph.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am. Bhavya?
कर
हो जाएगा तो बताना प्लीज.
हो गया
Really,
done.
ma'am, it was a very nice session.
Oh,
You've been
thank you
taken up.
so much. Thank you.
Definitely, because nowadays the students are very fond of AI, using AI for preparation of their examinations, writing their skills, using the shortcuts
Yeah.
while chatting, as well as while writing this examination sheets. Everywhere, the use of OpenAI is very much available, because many students want only to get admissions in the CSC branch, not any other branch, and they want that quick result should be come up. But it did this. I think this is making my students in a wrong direction. So
Yes,
definitely,
definitely.
our students have to be, our Gen Z should have to be imparted in knowledge that you should write yourself from your minds. जो
Yes.
हमारी प्रैक्टिस थी ना जी, मेकिंग ए नोट्स की, वो छोड़ चुके हैं बच्चे आज के एक्चुअली.
True, true. Agreed, agreed. Fully
यही बात
agreed.
है जी.
हाँ जी.
हम आज भी अपने नोट्स को खुद रिवाइज करते हैं, भी पढ़ने से पहले खुद रिवाइज
Yes.
कर लो यार.
हाँ जी
लेकिन आज के बच्चे कहते हैं ठीक है यार, हम खुद कर लेंगे, जो करना हो बोली जान दे, इसको क्या है।
correct
चलो, वेरी
correct
नाइस सेशन मैम।
thank you so much.
Okay, so in last, I also want to thank to all the participants for your active involvement and enthusiasm in every session. And it made today's session meaningful. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow on time for the next session. And a reminder of attendance is there that it is mandatory for all. And it will be marked through the feedback only. And the form will be shared in you in the group. Okay, so thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye bye. Have a nice night. Bye bye. Namaste.